Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Extreme fear on the markets. We're going to have a live debate today. You might not feel too happy. You might feel stressed, angry, perhaps. I know I have lots of mixed emotions today, from being
Morning, good afternoon,
frustrated,
good evening,
from
and
being
welcome to
angry, from being disappointed, for finding myself in an ugly place. Lots of different emotions today, but we shall discuss all of that. In fact, I'm going to open up the phone lines right now, and I'm going to put in the chat right now our live phone-in. We're going to have a live phone-in this afternoon. Let me put it in the chat right now. There we go. Oopsie daisy, that's the wrong event. That's the previous event. I've got to bring that over here. Let me pop this out a minute. Pop out chat. Let me bring that over here. And live phone-in. Let me just get to that. Here we go. Let me just update this here. All right. Let's have a look. It's a big day today. A lot of emotions today. I've got lots of emotions today. Some good, some not, some angry, some disappointed, some very disappointed. Really a lot of emotions. So we're going to try to support everyone today and bring those emotions back to check. This is a members only live stream. For a moment, we're members only at this moment, because before we start the main show, this is a members only live stream. I just realised the screen behind me. Oh, in fact, that doesn't matter. Before I start the main show, extreme fear, trade war, stock market crash today, I want to first of all talk to the Lucasades, because we are in a special members only mode. So let me do this right now. You might notice something different about my studio today. Something's a bit different. Can you see something different about my studio today? Can anyone see something slightly different about my studio? Can you see? Well, the last couple of days, I've been getting people say lots of chair jokes. I had no idea what that was about until this arrived. So I'm pretty sure this is what it was to do with. It looks like to me, I don't know, but I received a box, a parcel, and it was it was a chair, a new chair. And it has huge embroidery on it, fantastic front and back of my logo. And there was no card or letter, but I'm guessing it was from the Lucasades, because there was lots of jokes yesterday about a chair this and a chair that and chairman of YouTube. Well, I spent the day putting it together. That's why there hasn't been shows today. So I've been putting this together, and it takes a bit of getting used to, because I've had to change the lighting so it reflects in the right way and doesn't not knock out the camera focus points, and all kinds of things change when you change one subtle difference in the studio. But you can see the back of my chair, it's got a silk embroidered logo on the back. It's quite incredible. It's the same on the front as well. So I don't know who was behind all this or whatever went on, but I am completely shocked and humbled and appreciative of that. So thank you for whoever it was who organized this or whoever did this. But I guess it was a number of you by the comments yesterday in the chat. But thank you so much indeed. I don't know what to say, actually, other than thank you. It's an amazing chair. and it has embroidery on the front and the back. Perhaps I could just show you. Might be able to just show you. It's slightly different the way it moves around. Let me just show you. So on the front, if I show you the front, you can see there's the front just here. If I turn it round, you'll see, if I show you the back, like that. So there you go. There it is. Let me just put this cushion back there. So, there we go. It might take me some while to get used to it. It's a gaming chair, and it has a completely different way of sitting. It's more, you lie back on it like that. I guess gamers like to lie back. So it's going to take me a while to get used to it. I've sat the other way for 4 years. So I'm sure I will, though. But I want to sincerely thank everyone who did this. It's incredible. I just couldn't believe it. I never even knew you could get your logo sewn into the back of a chair. It's incredible. So I feel very posh today. So thank you very much, everyone who took part in this. I'm sure it was a group effort because office chairs and that aren't cheap, and especially when it's hand embroidered like that. I've had a lot of things embroidered and they're expensive, just like a little t-shirt. So I'd imagine that this was quite something special. So anyway, thank you ever so much, everyone. Let me just read the comments. Let me see what, let me see the comments. Let's have a look. Let me go for the top. Where did the comments start? Where do the comments start? Okay, let me go to the beginning. I don't want to miss anyone's comments. We are in members-only mode, so it's a members-only live stream. So let me go through. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm home, sitting down for a cherished moment. I see. Okay. Sharing is caring. Very nice indeed. I am sick and chaired of waiting. I will wait as I am a charitable. Do you think Leah is helping Martyn put the chair together? She helped me get it in. It was a big box, but it arrived last night actually. But I've been putting it together today. That's why there wasn't any shows. It's a completely different chair than my other one. It'll take a while to get used to this. I've still got more adjustments to do, I think. Do you think, yes, hope the crash will be over soon. I need to buy a new sofa. Hello, says Sensei. Super chat from Jerry and Elba. Thank you. We're still waiting to hear from Jerry, of course. Me and Jerry wish to say God bless the Lucasade family. Thank you. My Robinhood portfolio is getting crushed today, and all I can think about is how to scrape together $1,000 to buy a couple more shares of VU while it's on sale. It's all coming back up again at the moment. Welp, here we go with the tariffs. Better fasten your seatbelts. Stocks will test 52-week lows. Are we getting a rally? My losses have reduced 30%. Today's a tough day. It is. What a situation with the tariffs today. Very, very funny. Hi, Sensei. I am so excited. Wow. Hi, all. Hi, Lucasades. I'm sad I can't call in. Yeah, but the phone line is open. We're doing a live phone-in, and then we'll go to general public shortly. So we are members only at the moment. Good afternoon, everyone. Sharing is caring. I can call but speak English. Not so good at it. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry. I can translate. Hi to everyone. Disappointed in what? Sensei. What's Sensei disappointed in? Sharing is caring. Good evening from Valletta, Malta. Top channel, Martyn King. Thank you, Zane. No judgment here. Speak with what you can. What you can. That's right. Looks great. Yes. I love it so much. Yes, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's pretty impressive. There's no doubt about that. Chairman of the YouTube. Now I see where you were going. Good afternoon, everybody. Red, oh, that chair. Wow. Nice chair. Love the chair, says Patrick Black. The chairman. Awesome, said Brian Bynum. That looks amazing. Shannon, chair. Yes, I said, did you notice anything different? Martyn is the chairman of the Lucasades. Now you can share some wisdom on stock and shares. Mine has got a new throne. Lucasades. Happy birthday. Oh, it's for my birthday. I mean, I have no idea who took part in this, who did what. I've got no idea. All I know is a box turned up with a chair in it. And I thought, well, this has got to be what was yesterday. I'm assuming it was you. Otherwise, you know, so it's some mystery person. Lucasade family, happy birthday, Martyn. Happy birthday. Well, thank you very much. Happy birthday, Martyn. Happy birthday. Go Lucasade. Well, of course, it's not my birthday until Sunday, but I'll take it. Go Lucasade family. You need a white cat that sits on your lap while you broadcast. I agree. Don't send me a cat. Don't send me a cat. Happy birthday, Martyn. Happy birthday, Martyn, said James. Happy birthday, Saab. Thank you. On Sunday. Happy friggin' birthday. Thank you, Songs for Space. Happy birthday, Martyn. Who's going to play the piano and sing you the song? Well, I'll sing it on Sunday, shall I? Well, on Monday. We're doing our show on Monday. Lucas H, happy birthday, Martyn. Happy birthday, James. Thank you, mate. Iberian Wolf, great minds think alike. Happy birthday present. Early birthday present. Nice chair, fits to a king. Well, thank you very much. Happy birthday, Martyn. Thank you. It has lumbar support for your back, adjustable. Yes, it does, but it sits differently. My other chair was a director's chair. I was leaning forward like this. This chair, it's like that. So I'm leaning forward. The lumbar support, I've got a lumbar support thing here. Let me adjust it again. It's going to take a while to get used to it. It's going to take a while. I'm sure I'll get there. There we go. I've adjusted it a bit more. All right. Martyn become a gamer. No, I'm not doing that. I ain't got time for that. Anyway, I get stressed out playing games. It's too difficult. I think also because I've sat in a chair for 4 years, it was all old and squidgy. This will probably get softer in a few days. It's brand new, isn't it? So everything is solid. I'm sure it'll soften up as well. I remember when I got my chair 4 years ago, it was like, it took me about a month. And then I got a cushion, and that took about a month to get used to that. So it'll take a while. No more backache, bad back for Martyn. Well, I hope not, but I do have 6 bulging discs. So we'll see. Jenny B, you deserve it. Thank you so much indeed. That's very kind. Happy birthday. Martyn, chairing is caring. Thank you everyone who took part in this. That's a sharp-looking chair, Martyn. You deserve it for all you do. Thank you so much, Eugene. Thanks for sharing everything, by the way. I do notice, you know. I'm sure Roaring Kitty and Meet Kevin will be jealous. Yeah, I mean, it's a real deal, isn't it? I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, especially when you go to this shot. In fact, I've got the other shot, haven't I? Have I got the other shot? Let me have a look. No, I haven't got it turned on at the minute. But I've got another shot as well. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I've got this one here. Forgot. Hang on. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. See? That's impressive, isn't it? I can't believe how it's embroidered in silk like that. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty serious, isn't it? That's... Here it comes. Look at that. That's pretty serious. Now you can really see the logo, right? So, yeah, so if I go to that screen, you can really see it, can't you? Yeah. So, yeah. Brilliant. Look at that. That's pretty serious, isn't it? You can see it's in silk as well. Can you see how it shines? This is why I couldn't do the show this morning. It took me a long time to focus the lights and make the lights work and make them not shadow. And there's a lot goes into this show, you know. I don't just turn up. Don't just turn up like Sensei and Vaz. I actually got to put effort into this. Look at that. Anyway, there you go. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? So thank you again, everybody. I'm deeply humbled by it. We wanted you to have something nice for all that you do for the Luke. Well, you certainly did. How did you arrange all this? Who arranged it? Anyway, it's a live phone-in, so you can call in. We will cherish this moment forever. Just jumped on, loved the chair, the Peckman, chairing Tatum, the Lucasade did. The Lucasades did. I love it, everyone. I love it. That's amazing. Happy birthday, #1 YouTuber. Wow, look at that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Folks, it's my birthday on Sunday. We're having the birthday party next Monday. Come on. Otherwise, next Monday is going to be rubbish. Maybe time to open a Martyn Lucas gaming channel. My main man, happy birthday. Thank you, Carlos. Happy birthday to you. XRP pumping. Should have a quick look. Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, up 6%. Quick look to that. There you go. Quick look to that. There you go. I wish I knew it was happening. Please send me the info. I'd like to help pay for it too. So, Sammy, I have no idea, mate. If you just give me a super chat, I'll make sure it gets passed on. I love how the embroidered silk changes the reflections you turn around. Yeah, I know. That's what I like about it. That's what I liked about it as well. Yeah. That posed lots of issues, though. So far, I've been saying the good stuff about it, right? The bad stuff about it took me all day to refocus the lights to make it work because it was very difficult. So we'll just leave it like that. Happy birthday, Martyn. A Carole King song will do nicely. Tonight you're mine completely. Bum. Happy birthday, Martyn. If you join me on the Friday show, I can do a Carole King song for you. Looks amazing. Thank you. What's going on? Hi, Sensei. Happy birthday. Cheers. It looks impressive. We did good, Lucas A's. Special mentions to Vaz for the initial idea and Zachzay and Savage Faith for the logistics. Bloody hell. Sounds very complicated, doesn't it? For the legit, it was Vaz inspiration MSK. Special mentions to Vaz for the initial idea and Zachzay and Savage Faith for logistics. I'm loving it. Same. What is your Discord? Same. What is your Discord? I don't know what you're saying. I see. Yeah, that's pretty slick with the light hitting two different directions. Yeah, exactly. It is pretty cool. And again, if you just tuned in, all right. See that look? Yeah. That is pretty cool, isn't it? Once again, here it comes. There you go. Once again. That's a serious looking chair, isn't it? I'm glad I got a nice logo. I'm glad it wasn't some stupid logo. I mean, that looks good, doesn't it? It matches the studio. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There you go. I have the coolest chair on YouTube. If I'm going to be the chairman of YouTube, I need the best chair, don't I? That's pretty slick with the lighting. Yes. Do you have a WhatsApp number? I do, but I don't give out my WhatsApp number. Annie Lee. You can message me live on the show. You can call into the show. You can message me below any video on YouTube. Send me a message, a comment. You can message me on Instagram and on X. That's the ways to contact me. There's my X and Instagram in the chat. Just put it in there for you. As I was singing the Unsung Heroes, Sammy, what's your Discord? Vaz, I think, wants to sort something out with you. I don't know. Martyn, your birthday celebrations, Martyn, should be the whole weekend this time rather than just one day. Ah. Sammy, I will send you the link to donate if you message me on Discord. Oh, there you go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, says Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Just threatened us in DMS on Discord. If you want to contribute the birthday gift message on Discord. Oh, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, you can contribute to it, apparently. Just passing it on. I don't know anything about this. Are you buying today more VU? Yes, I did. I bought another 5 shares of VU on the dip. Aha, I did not, said Savage. VU back up 534 and now back to 6 months lower trend line. MSK, thank you for all the Lucasades. Family is beautiful. Val says margin. He just says one word. For 4 years, he's always been saying one word. I have no idea why. No, I've never understood it. Anyway, what did Leah think? Leah loves it. Yeah, Leah was very, very impressed. Leah's happy if I am. She doesn't really come in the studio very much. So you can't really get in here. It's like a plain cockpit, you know. It's only really room for me. I have a white cat you can borrow. He's fluffy too. No, we'll skip the cat, mate. I can't have cat's hair. I got enough issues with trying to get the dust and all the cables. That needs to be your new outro scene when you end a video. The chair changing reflections. So what I could do is go like this. Got the end screen. Right? What do you reckon about that? So I'll see you all next time live on the show. We changed this camera. Thank you very much. I hope you've all enjoyed the show. From the chairman of YouTube to all the Lucasades. Thank you. Until next time. Good night. God bless. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Is that good? Did that work? There you go. That's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, I might even start using this image now. I might even start using that as a side image. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if camera 2. Let me have a look. Camera 2. I could probably change camera 2. See how everything changes? Oh, you lot, you give me a hard time. Camera 2, not that one. Camera 1. Okay, so here we go. So what I can do is I can actually zoom in, right, like that. And then I can move up like that. I can even zoom in a bit more. And I can do a bit more. There you go. Put it in the center. There you go. So I can, in fact, I'd need to go up even more if I'm going to put, yeah. That might not work because if I go to this camera, see all these things change now. Yeah, see, that's not going to work for that camera angle. So yeah, I don't think I can do the zoom function. There you go. I'll think of lots of other ways to make the most of it. Anyway, let me put that back there for now. Change that back there for now. All right. Lots of little subtle changes. But anyway, thank you again, everybody. I can't believe it. I'm buying the dip. Yes, I have been. Happy birthday, Mike. My best wishes to you. Always a big hug. Was Leah more impressed with the chair or that you put it together? I can put it together myself. Bloody hell. Of course I can. It's a man's cave. Really admit it, Martyn. That's not that. Not that Leah doesn't go in there. It's more you won't let her in. That's right. That's right. It's my shed. All right. In England, we say it's a shed. What about a zoom out? A zoom out. What do you mean? What do you mean? Outro with the chair is a great idea. There you go. Plot twist. Leah put it together. No, she didn't. Put Martyn Lucas chairs in the store, Sensei. Market going up, not complaining, but what happened? We'll talk about it now. who got the Nvidia dip this morning, please keep the chair. Never sell it or buy more SNP. Never sell it to buy more SNP. Yeah, I'm going to sell the chair. Oh, yeah. Who wants to buy my chair? Oh, look at that. So if I swing that there, look, you can see the... Look, you can see the logo on the back. So you can see it there as well. There you go. So if I swing to the left, like that, you can see it there. So that's kind of cool. Look, if I just reach forward like that, see, I'll remember these little poses. See, I'll just drop my shoulder, and you can see it there. So I can talk to you like that, bring that round, and then how about that? See? Please, actually, it's getting, as I'm sitting here, it's getting more comfortable, starting to soften up. I'm supporting Tilray. I thought the show was over for a second. Zach, no, it wasn't over. What if you look at the back camera? Do you sign off then turn around? What if you're looking at the camera, at the back camera? Do you sign off then turn? Oh, I see. What, like this? Okay. So you want me to do this? So you want me to go? All right. Okay. So we go. All right. So what? Spin around. Right. Like that. Do that with the microphone. Do the microphone. And then back there. Okay. It'll take some practice. I'll work something out. Should roll around the block in it. I can't get out of the studio now. It's built in here. Doesn't get through the door. Martyn suddenly switched to salesman mode as soon as Zach made his comment. So, yep. Who's going to buy a chair? I can buy some more S&P. Sign of a relief at the moment with markets going back up. All right. Okay. So let's now talk. Thank you again for everyone. I can't thank you enough for my chair. It's amazing. And I'm deeply shocked. I mean, I had no idea something like this was going to turn up at, turn up at the studio. It was like, I couldn't believe it. So thank you again, everyone. It's very much appreciated. Right, let's open up the show to general public. This has been a members only event. So let me switch. These are the benefits of being a member. You get all these extra shows. Let me change it back to general public. Okay, save. Okay, we're now in public mode once again. That first part was for members. Okay, let's give it 30 seconds. You'll see the numbers jump up. We're at 80 watching live. Give it a couple of seconds. The channel, it'll all change. We are early today. So I wanted just to spend the first half an hour talking directly to all of you. So thank you. Do a package, the gold card and the chair. Do a package. Yeah, brilliant. 1,000 for the chair, 1,000 for the 1,000 for the card, $2,000. That's 4 shares of the S&P. I'm loving it. Bulldog Richie just became a member. Bulldog Richie just became a member. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you very much. That should show up in a second. Thank you very much. Bulldog Richie just became a member. Put you on the screen. We've got a new member today. All right. Okay. So give it 10 seconds and then we'll talk to the public, the general public, and we'll talk about today's market. The phone line is open. I want everyone to call in. We're gonna have an emotional debate today. I'd love everyone to call in. So please do call in. Let's see what it looks like without the spotlight on the chair. See? So it fades away. Ready? Here it comes. Look at that. Boom. So, if you want to call in, it's martynlucas.com/spin the wheel for the chair, Martyn. Yeah, spin the wheel. Done that for ages, have we? martynlucas.com/live. Password LucasAids100, uppercase L, uppercase A. It's pinned in the chat to the top. If you want to call in, it's a live phone-in. We were members only for the first half of our show, but now we are general public mode. So let's get straight into it. Just asked about WhatsApp number, as international calls are cheap on WhatsApp. Yeah, but I don't do private calls, Anna Lee. I haven't got time. I haven't got available time to call, have phone calls with the members. I'm afraid we do it live on the show together. That's how we do it. That's why we had a members only a few moments ago. Happy birthday, David. Thank you. In case I'm off to see the wizard that day. Okay, thank you. Anna Lee, you call in through the link in the chat using the password Ali NVIDIA. Okay. Yes, you call in via the show. All right, the link's in the chat. This is how you call in. It's there it is. I posted it 3 times in the chat. It goes through your browser. You don't require any software. You can call in live to the show, and you just enter the password LucasAids, uppercase L, uppercase A, 100. Right, let's talk about the market and the fear. If you just tuned in, we were in members-only mode as a special birthday gift, but we are now focusing on the subject of the day. Tariffs, instability in the market. I am very disappointed today. And I'm very angry as well. I'm very, very angry. I've spent a lot of time today, once I built the chair, reading, studying about the tariffs. They're not benefiting anyone because one country, America, puts a tariff on you. The other country then just puts it back on you again. It doesn't serve any purpose. It's not inflationary long term, but it, like I've always said, but it is inflationary short term. So it doesn't benefit anyone. And, for ages, I've been saying that this fentanyl thing has been driving me mad. There was something that was bothering me about that. And it really does bother me now because earlier on today, I listened to Trudeau's response to Trump. And now Trump has turned around and said, immediately, we're going to double the tariffs again, another 25%. We've already got now 100% tariff going on Teslas. You can't buy a Tesla now in Canada. You've seen the share price of Tesla. And now Canada are saying, if you put 25%, which they have, we're putting 25% on you. So Trump says, we're going to double it again then. This is ugly. I don't even want to be an investor. I don't want to be doing this channel right now. This is ugly. This is not why I wanted to invest. I like to buy businesses, own them. I don't trade. I just own businesses. That way I'm supporting the economy. I'm supporting businesses. I'm providing for my future. It's a great thing, right? Everything good. What we got now is horrible. We've got absolute horrible. And I've now realized for the first time exactly what's going on. It's something to do with fentanyl. That was the legal excuse. 0.01% of fentanyl comes in through Canada. And everything that Trump asked them to do, they've done anyway and exceeded. So all we're doing is I'll give you 25%, you'll give me 25%, and backwards and forwards until the economy breaks. This morning, 100,000 jobs were lost in Canada. Immediate shutdowns. Cannot operate at these levels. People losing their jobs. People booing at football matches. And Trudeau even said everyone's going to continue booing the American flag and the American anthem. Is this what we want from our partners, from our neighbors around the world? Everyone. We all got to work together. So I'm really disappointed today. I do not see this as good negotiation, good diplomacy. I see it as aggressive. I see it as bullying. I don't like it. The markets are up, down, up, down, up, down. No one's an investor anymore. Everyone's a trader. It's ugly. It's ugly. I don't like it. And I didn't even want to do the show other than come on and talk to all my Lucasades from my chair. Thank you. But it's just horrible. This is not investing. This is stealing from each other. And now, today, where it gets really, really, really unpleasant and really, really ugly, I learned from a tweet that Trump made an hour ago. When Trudeau retaliated and said, well, we're going to put 25% tariffs on you then. I mean, what do you expect them to do? Just do nothing? Of course they're going to do it. Trump's turned around and said, I'm going to put 25% on you again. So we're going to double now with 50%, right? And he called Trudeau, who is a leader, who's the Prime Minister of Canada, Governor Trudeau. Between the lines, and I messaged a few people on my Instagram and X, what does that mean? And, I've got some connections, the White House press room. Trump is really serious about taking over Canada and turning it into America. Canada have got no interest with giving their country to America, obviously. So what are we going to do next? We're going to invade. I live in America. I don't want America to invade Canada. What the hell is all that? What are we going to do then? Shoot the Canadians? I mean, I hate all of this. I think it's horrible, horrible, horrible. I don't like it. I think it's absolutely awful. It seems like we've just gone absolutely mad. So I've researched more, and I've come to realize from people, heads of the military. I've got a lot of friends right at the top of the military, and it looks like what Trump wants to do is change the world order. Him, Xi Jinping, and Putin, the three most powerful men in the world. Forget the G8, the G7, the G5, the G this, the United Nations, NATO. He wants the three of them to run the world, right? So more power than before. So to do that, he wants to own Canada. He wants to own Mexico next, and we're going to invade Mexico. Who wants this? Who actually voted for this? Who wants this? It's very upsetting. This isn't investing. This has got nothing to do with fentanyl now. This is to do with something much, much more sinister. And I feel sick. I actually feel sick because the economy is in an absolute tailspin. And I don't know. Anyway, I've got my first guest on the show. Let's open up the party line. Lestin Wynn wants to call in and have his say. Let me put Lestin Wynn up there in spot number 8. Lestin Wynn, good afternoon. How are you today?
Not too bad now, yourself.
I am well. Lovely to hear from you. You're the guy, if I'm right in saying, who likes to buy and sell whiskey. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm at the moment just buying, not selling yet.
You're buying at the moment. I'm loving it. Great to have you here. What can I do? What can I do for you today?
Not much. I'm just ready to hear your points of what you think is going to be happening, and
yeah,
is it just an overreaction, or?
Well, essentially, what we've got today, we've got uncertainty. Everything we've said for the last 4 years is the same. The markets trade on certainty. People with money, real money, don't want to put their money somewhere until they know the next 6 months, 12 months out where we're going. That's how the markets have always traded since the beginning of time. Because if they feel that the markets are going to go down for whatever reason, whether it's inflation, macro conditions, overvalued, they decide not to invest in stocks. They can invest in different things, whether they want to buy private companies, whether they want to put their money in bonds, CDs, the bank, hold on cash, whatever. So the market is now unsure of the future with what's going on with tariffs and so on and so forth. And we've now started a trade war. And the trade war is when one country tit for tat. So when you put a tariff on a country. The goods that come in to that country, those that import the goods have to pay a tax on it, and then they pass that on to the consumer or who buys the goods. So ultimately, we pay the price. So if it's a tactic for negotiation to get someone to do something that you want them to do, it's not inflationary. It's a short-term thing, comes and goes away quite quickly. You negotiate what it is you want to settle, and then it all goes away. But if you put a tariff in place with your closest partner, so America, it's Canada, and Canada, one of America's biggest customers, if you like, and it goes both ways. America are one of Canada's biggest customers. We both have a free trade deal. We sell to each other, we work. But when you put tariffs on one person, then they're going to put it back on you. And the reason we were told why we were doing this was because Trump was really upset about all of the fentanyl that was coming in through Canada. Well, now we know 0.01% of all the fentanyl and the drugs come in through Canada. And even so, Canada did everything it could to stop that, and they've appointed more people on the border, so on and so forth, and all the rest of it, and it made no difference. Now we understand, and we heard this. We heard it when Trump was trying to get elected. He wanted to get Greenland. He wants to get Canada. And we thought, nah, he's not serious. No, he is. I've done a lot of research over the last couple of months and realized actually 40%, Louisiana is one of those states, 40% of America was actually bought, wasn't conquered or taken or whatever, or just landed and discovered. It was paid for. It was bought. Louisiana was once owned by the French. Didn't know if you knew that. So it's not that hard to imagine that Trump wants to buy Greenland, and now perhaps he wants to buy Canada. So it's like a Bond movie. It's like a mad the mad villain. The world's upside down. The world order that we have come to know as normal doesn't seem to exist anymore. It used to be America with Europe, with Australia, with Africa, the Commonwealth, Canada, basically, versus, if you like, Russia and China. Now, Trump wants more power. He wants to be able to do more things on his own. So it looks like he doesn't care about Canada, Australia, Europe, NATO, all that. He wants to have friends and alliances with, doesn't mean to say your best mates, but alliances with China and Russia. So everything is changing. We've never in our lifetime seen a shift like this. So that's why the market is up and down like a yo-yo. So does that answer any of that?
Yeah, that definitely answers it.
Yeah,
it's a crazy guy.
Well, it actually makes me feel sick. Actually, I'm completely impartial. I don't vote. I can't vote. I've got a green card, and I wouldn't know who to vote for anyway, quite frankly, because you like one thing, you don't like the other. I don't know. And for the integrity of this show, I just want to provide the facts, the history, the knowledge, the information. And I don't see any benefit to this. It just seems ugly. It doesn't seem... I mean, what we saw the other day in the White House, a shouting match, a full-on shouting match between Trump and Zelensky, a full-on shouting match, shouting at each other. It's just uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. And you don't know when the bottom is. I mean, I've been buying, I'm using margin. I've been buying the dip, and I've got no more money, even with margin. I'm fully in. And we've rallied up again today, not because there's good news. It's rallied up just so those can dump again. That wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden we go straight back down again. I seem to have lost you, Lestwin. I'm not sure where you went. Anyway, the Grigos, impartial my arse. I've just provided you all the facts, Grigos. If you disagree with me, you're saying that I'm not impartial and you're saying impartial my arse, call in. Be on the show. Have your say. At least I'm standing up for what I'm believing in and saying it and giving you facts and evidence. If you're just going to sit there and insult me by saying impartial my ass, you're just making noise. Tell me what I got wrong there. Tell me what part of that information was inaccurate. I've read my history. I know my facts. I listen to both sides of the argument. I'm presenting to you a piece of information. What do you not agree with? Don't just insult me by saying impartial my ass. Call in. Have your say. Tell me what I've done. Tell me what I've got wrong, what I've said wrong. Anyway, let me come back to the comments. Gorilla is killing it, up 130%. No surprise. We brought that one to you when it was pennies. Congratulations, everyone. As the Prime Minister of Canada stated in the address to the country, that the tariffs had nothing to do with fentanyl and the border. It's all about Trump trying. It is. Well, we know that for a fact now, Sue, because Trump in his tweet, and I'm sure the person who just said the Gregos who just said. Look, there you go. Grego doesn't want to have a conversation. Unsubscribed and not a member anymore. Anti-American means anti-American support or money. This is not an American political rant channel. No, Gregos, it's my channel. It's not yours. I've given you a chance to have a discussion and a debate. You don't want one. You just want to say, I'm unsubscribing and I'm not a member anymore. Well, that's not helpful, useful. You sound just like a bully now. Right? Well, you can bully off because I don't need your membership or your subscription. We're having a conversation. If you can't have a conversation with me, what is the point of that? I'm having a debate. We're having a conversation. You're just telling me, I'm an arse and you just threatening me, I'm not going to be a subscriber. Well, don't subscribe then. Don't be a member. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. People become members because they want to be members, right? Not because, not to threaten me. All right, so that's up to you. So you can deny what you want, Gregos, but the fact of the matter is, today it's a fact. You can look on Trump's social. He said directly to the Prime Minister of Canada, he called him Governor Trudeau. Why did he say Governor Trudeau? He's the president. He's the Prime Minister, beg your pardon. He's the Prime Minister of Canada. He called him Governor. Governor is because he's trying to say it's the 51st state. Well, he got really upset with Zelensky wearing a jumpsuit, not wearing a suit and tie. But it's okay to call a head of state a governor. He did that to insult him. Now, call in if I'm wrong. Call in. Tell me I'm wrong. Lestin wins call back. There we go. We seem to have lost Lestin for a moment. Let me come back to... there you go. Put you back up there again. Lost you for a moment there, Lestin.
Yeah, just the update.
Yeah,
Killing me again.
Yeah, no worries. That's absolutely fine. Let's read these comments. I agree. It's quite sad what's happening over in the US. Us here in the UK and Europe are trying to cut our ties with them as fast as possible. Yeah, and that's awful, isn't it? Isn't that awful that United Kingdom wants to cut ties with the United States? It's our closest ally, friend and partner forever. I can't believe I'm living in America where my home country wants to disconnect from where I'm living now. That's like, what is that all about? America is on the verge of collapse. I wouldn't say it's on the verge of collapse, but it does. Trump doesn't seem to understand that the world is its customer, because he doesn't seem to see it in any other way than financial dealings. Well, you sell stuff to everybody. I mean, we've already got now in Germany people refusing to buy Teslas, and they're not buying any in Canada now because it's 100%. That's about to go up again. So you can't even buy one in Canada if you wanted to. Well, how's that going to help American business like Tesla? I mean, how's that good for anybody? Is he trying to get Powell to drop rates? Right. Yeah, now that is one thing. Yes, I looked at that, Jenny. You're right there. We know that Trump wants the rates to come down. We know Trump wants the rates to come down. That is true. And is he driving up the? Is he doing damage to the economy to lower the rates. There is an argument for that. However, the Fed, to be responsible, have to lower rates when it's appropriate, not because the market crashes. That's not the appropriate time. That would be like what what's his name, Volcker did. He got politically motivated, and then the market was worse afterwards. So you can't just drop the rates because of a market collapse, and because they don't know how to measure the They don't know how to measure the effects of the tariffs yet. So it wouldn't be responsible for the Fed just to lower rates instantly in 5 minutes. If you'd like to call in and join Lest in Win, you can be live on the show, martynlucas.com/live. The link's in the chat, and password is LucasAids100, uppercase L, uppercase A. There you go. It will all level out. Well, the trouble is, I agree with you, Mike. It could level out. However, damage is being caused. There are people saying they won't buy a Tesla anymore, for example. But we've already got people in Canada cancelling their holidays, coming to Florida. They don't want to come to America. Well, what if they don't then change their mind next year? What if then we move on to trying to annex the country? Well, what are you going to do? Invade the country? Well, if you invade Canada, I don't think Canada and America are going to get on at all. So it's not necessarily going to level out, is it? It's about protecting our borders. Okay, I agree, you need strong borders. Everyone agrees that every country needs strong borders. But how is it strengthening your border by bankrupting your country? I mean, think of Tim Cook for a moment. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple. He attended Trump's inauguration. He also donated millions to his campaign. He's also pledged to build a new facility in America, and now he's got 10% tariffs gone on China, where his iPhones are made, and now another 10% today. They've doubled it. How is that helping Apple? We've got some more guests want to chime in today. We got Vaz and we've got Sensei. How are you, Sensei?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on the show.
My pleasure. It's good to have you here. Vaz, how are you, mate?
Would you mind zooming me out a bit?
Would I mind? Yeah, I can do that. You are a bit big in the thing. There you go. There you go. Ah, there you go. That's better.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So, are you part of the posse for the chair posse? Part of the gang?
That's not whether somebody is a part or not. It's just from LucasAids.
Everybody.
So I'm going to. Vaz being very nice. He did organize it, but yes, it is.
Shut up, Sensei.
All right, okay. We'll leave it like that then. We'll leave it as a mystery.
I think it's already been said.
Yes. So, anyway, what do you feel about what we're seeing today? I mean, what an opportunity to trade if you can trade this. Hang on, I'm going to clear the screen because now we're getting lots of calls in. Let me put Saab. Welcome to the show, Saab, as well. Lovely to have you here. What do you think about this, Vaz, with, Sensei, with what we're seeing today?
Look, what I've always said has been my concern, and I've said it a few months, sort of when we knew that Trump was coming in. I've said the biggest problem I see with Trump coming in is tariffs. I've always said that. I've said tariffs is a big issue. I've said that from the people I speak to, as you've mentioned before, I've gone to a lot of big events, and the really wealthy people have said to me, as soon as Trump comes in, they're taking out all their money from the stock market, and they've done it. And why? The tariffs. Now, I don't want to get too political. Is that right? Is that wrong? I'm not American. Does it really affect me? Of course, it affects the markets. But my personal thoughts are, with tariffs, you're going to cause inflation. We are in a time where we don't want inflation. Inflation obviously is terrible for the economy. It's then going to set off that the Fed's been trying to sort out inflation for the longest time. They're really they're getting a hold of it. And inflation has been sticky, so it is on the line of being a problem. But unfortunately, with tariffs, you are going to get inflation. It is a problem. Interest rates will see. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I'm saying there's a strong possibility that interest rates will stay flat for a while, or even continue to go up. And if they go up, and if the market starts going crashing, then we might have a situation when inflation's quite high. We've got a recession. Then they have to drop the rate suddenly, and then the market's in turmoil. So that's the risk with all these tariffs. That's why a lot of wealthy people have seen good gains over the last few years. They've just taken their money out, or the people I've spoken to. It is a concern. It's not 100% he can go back on the tariffs. But it's always been concerning, and of course the markets are now selling off quite heavily. They're bouncing around. They're uncertain. The VIX, which shows the volatility index of the S&P 500, is going up to sort of multi-year highs again. So there is a lot of uncertainty, and that's not what we want to see. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, Saab, what's your thoughts on what you're seeing today?
Sensei just hit pretty much everything on the head there. It's basically Trump's coming in heavy. He's doing a reshuffling of the deck, and we don't like it because it's uncertain. But I think the thing is he's coming in and he's getting it done now, done early, so that we can things can start stabilizing later on. And I think sometimes you just have to just cut out the fat and get it started. If he's going to do it over the long term, he may as well just do it short and quick now. And I realize for us and for us investors, it's tough because it's making the markets more uncertain. There's never certainty in the market. It's making it more uncertain. So we're all suffering because of it. But I think it's gonna change in the next couple of months. I think it's just balance itself out. Honestly, I think it's still time to buy. Take advantage of the uncertainty. Let the markets come down. I mean, we don't have to buy like huge amounts. Just buy some and just sit.
So when you say don't have to buy huge amounts, basically the opposite of what I've just done. Then.
Mm-hmm. You bought it a little earlier. For you, it's a different story, Martyn, because you're in VU, you're in the S&P, and you're spread over 500 companies. I'm talking about people like who buy in single shares and stuff. I think you'll be fine over the long term anyway.
Yeah, but my margin's all gone now. I am fully in. I bought another 10 today. So I didn't buy the exact bottom, but I bought some more today. And until I get paid, that's it now. So I'm fully in. So when it goes up like a rocket now, more than double and a half, actually. So, and I agree with you, what you just said there. I agree with you 100% that this will not be the case in a month, even maybe days. Certainly a couple of months, this will settle down. But it does have long-lasting effects and real effects. It's not just about whether our portfolios go up and we buy dips. People today are losing their jobs for real. I watched the broadcast this morning and I researched it afterwards. 100,000 jobs went straight away in Canada. That's it. Don't come to work tomorrow. Right? Now, it's not just them. It's like if you are an American and you want to buy a Tesla tomorrow or whatever, that's 100% tariffs that are going on from Canada. Everything's going to go up now.
It's hurting me. I'm a Tesla holder. You know what I mean? You know my position. I'm in Tesla. But there's lots more around the corner. The development carries on. Countries are going to have a disagreements, and people eventually they're going to have a middle ground. And I don't see Tesla still going anywhere for the future. No. Look at the TSM investment that just came in. 100 million. To Tesla, Trump, he's a bit, crazy. But you know what? He's just making moves and he's bringing in investment. Look at Apple just invested another 500 billion. He's
Yeah.
bringing jobs back. He is
Yeah.
doing jobs. That's what he said he was going to do. So
That's a key.
yeah,
That's a key phrase you just said there. We all knew this was going to happen. He said this is what he would do. This is what he was voted on. This is what he said. If you vote for me, this is what I'm going to do. And it's going to be a lot more aggressive than the first time around. I've learned a lot from my first presidency. This time, I'm going to get a lot more done, a lot quicker, a lot more aggressive, a lot deeper. He's done what he said he would do. There's no question about that. You can't say you're surprised. The question is, did we all do the right... See, I mean, I said it. How many times did I say on the show that the S&P would go sideways this year and tariffs would be an issue and you should go in Coca-Cola? I did actually that. I sold my S&P. I bought Coca-Cola. Defensive. I've been saying that J&J is going to 200. It's on the way there now. It's doing really well. However, I took my profit, got back in the S&P, right? Because I'm just an old-fashioned, let's buy the S&P, let's buy the market, let's stay in. I like to feel that I add my little bit to the system because I don't sell, I own, I'm always buying, I'm never selling. I feel like I'm kind of I'm trying to my little micro bit, I'm doing the right thing, and yet people no one seems to really invest at the moment. No one's investing, right? Because the moment we have all these uncertainties, that's it, I'm out, which I don't blame them for, because maybe when I get to $1 million, I might sit around and go, I'm not going to risk this, I'm just going to put my money in Robinhood and earn 4%. I ain't got any drama. So you can't blame people for selling. That's how the market works, right? And it wouldn't go up. And I wouldn't have bought the dip today if it didn't go down. So it's just, you just feel that, I watch in between the shows, I watch CNBC and Bloomberg, and I listen to the contributors and the people. 1 minute they're telling you, this is the greatest stock, we should buy this. And tomorrow they're going to dump it on you. And it's just... It just gets ugly. It gets ugly. I don't mind trading and trimming, but when we've got this, I'm going to slap tariffs on you, right, so I'm going to slap it back. And then within an hour, Trump said, right, now we're going to double what we're doing in Canada. We're going to double it. And then Trudeau's going to go, well, we're doubling it. And I'm just sitting here as an investor thinking, this sounds like children in a playground. Is this really democracy or just bullying?
It literally is just a peeing contest right now, but somebody's going to come out on top, and it'll be the USA eventually. We have the cards, like Trump likes to say. We have the cards.
Does that make you feel good though?
Not really. Not really. But,
see, that's.
But we're not here as investors to feel good.
No,
we're here to
I know.
make money.
You've got to really get tough now, haven't you? You've got to realise that this is an ugly business, isn't it?
The news are just selling stories, whatever's on their desk that day. So they've got a job to do, and you've just got to build your thesis around that and what your companies are doing. And I even thought about getting out of Tesla last week. I was like, should I get out now? And then I looked back at what my thesis was, why I was in the stock. And then I reminded myself why I'm in it. And then I was like, hey, well, I'm being silly. Okay, it's going to go down. I'm still up,
Yeah.
So what am I doing? So let's just stay back in, stick to your thesis, and then go from there.
Do you think, because I think that in a couple of months, when it rallies, which it will, people will forget all about this. They won't care. They'll be up. And they won't care anymore.
Or it could be a recession.
But recession...
This could be the beginning.
Yes, it could be. But we've always said that a recession is the bottom. If you look through history, recession is the bottom. That's when you buy the market. When you finally get to recession, we could have been in recession for a while. We're not, like with bull market, bear market, you have to go a period of time to realize you were actually in it, right? Maybe we're in it. We just don't know it yet. And this is the bottom. I was looking at Tom Lee today as well. Last night actually. And Tom Lee was saying he thinks we might have bottomed, and if we haven't, maybe 1 or 2% more to go. Well, if it's 1 or 2% more to go, why not buy now? Because 1 or 2% won't matter when you're 10% up, will it? It won't matter. So if we're near the bottom, which is why I bought today, I still believe in the companies. I believe in Nvidia and I believe in all those different things. I believe in Tesla, despite not happy with the CEO, but I like Tesla, you know, what they're doing. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. I just don't like it. And I think that's probably a really important thing to talk about, isn't it? Because whenever you look back at history and you talk about the great moments, the moments when people went from being okay or poor to rich was the moment they stayed in and they stuck it out. And those moments that change everything. I was looking at over the history of the S&P. There's like a half a dozen moments when if you were in at that point in time, makes up for the whole thing. Just got to stay in. And that's the hard bit. And you get frustrated. And it's like, I sometimes feel I need to have these conversations with you and take my emotions out of it. Because last night, I got all emotional. Leah was like, and my wife's American, right? And she was like, I can see it. I can see what you're saying. I got all emotional last night. And it's silly, really, when you think about it. But I got emotional when I heard that England were going to lead Europe like the way we started World War I, how we started World War II. We know America came in at the end and helped us finish it, right? But we started like, we're going to do it. We're going to fight against the Germans, right? And yesterday, that's what Starmer said. We're going to lead from the front, boots on the ground. Basically, we're going to fight Russia. But basically, we are now at war with Russia. Little old England, the little old island. I thought, after the day before, with all the shouting, you know, from Trump to Zelensky, I felt like warm inside thinking, good old England, we're going to be nice, we're going to be supportive. And then I thought to myself, hang on, it's nice to be all cuddly and cozy and think, good old England, visit the king, have a cup of tea, and let's all go to war with the Russia. But we haven't got the missiles, the bombs, the guns, the soldiers. We've got a good army. The SAS, James Bond, is brilliant. But he's him and his mates, and that's about it. We don't have America, and we need America to join us, right? America's got the big army, right? So, you know, being cuddly and nice and thinking, we're the nice people. We're not shouting and being, you know, shouting at anybody. It's all very well and good, but it's like the stock market, innit? You've just got to go, this is horrible. But you can't get out of it because this is how it works. And if you get all upset about it, you're going to sit on the sidelines and watch it take off and go, I missed the pump again, you know? Yes, Vaz. You're muted, mate.
Sorry. I quite know how you're feeling because Czech Republic, time being, there were only two countries which were enemies or sort of enemies or unfriendlies to the Russia. It was United States and Czech Republic before the war, and sort of a lot of things didn't go down well, and we were quite proud because we have a bit of history with Russia as well.
Yeah.
Part of the Soviet Union, not part of the Soviet Union, but influenced by the Soviet Union. Then what happened? Up in a situation we are sort of enemies with Russia. America don't like us, and the only way we can sort of go through is Europe. So yeah, I feel your position now.
Yeah, there was that sort of
I think that could be. I'm seeing a lot of comments when people saying Europe is so disorganized and they can't pull together or they can't keep on top of any administration, stuff like that. But when they get in trouble, they just all pull together and they can fast track things and they have like unified minds and plans and strategies, and it works as a one single organism, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know whether you feel in that way as an English
yeah,
man.
I do feel that way, but I just think we do get our emotions in the way, you know, and I'm trying to like keep a level head and not all just get all passionate and think, you know, because the world doesn't work that way. It's not all a cuddly little fan club, friends together, because, you know, it just doesn't work that way. And I don't think Europe can take on and defeat Russia. I don't
No.
think we can do that.
No.
We might like to think
No.
we can, but we can't.
I think they
Sab,
can.
do you?
I think they can. Like I think even though Trump sounds a bit uncouth, and all this noise that Trump's made has woken up Europe to stand together.
It has. You see, this is what the thing. You can love. Or this is why I really wanted a healthy debate today. And that guy earlier on who just said, "I'm out. I'm not a member. I'm okay." It's just such a shame that you don't engage because if you like Trump or hate Trump, if you come from a standpoint that you don't like him and you don't like all the rhetoric and the way it works, there's definitely an effect. And you're right. Europe has now done a lot more in the last week than they've done maybe in the last year.
A bunch.
Yeah. No question about
They're
it.
standing together, even though it looks like Trump's a common enemy. America always likes to come in at the end to pick up the pieces. Like if Europe gets together and then America goes, hey, okay, now you guys are all together, let's go in and let's finish this.
Yeah, then it would be great, wouldn't it?
Imagine what Putin's feeling like now. He's like, oh my God, the Europeans have woken up. All it takes now is America to come in and go, hey, Europe, we're with you guys, and he's done.
Yeah. Maybe that's the plan. And see, maybe it's not a bad plan. See, someone said to me, I was looking this morning, and I thought this thing with Trump maybe wants to, have an alliance with Xi Jinping and Putin, the three most powerful. Isn't it a good idea to be a friend of even if you don't like the person, if you can get on with him? There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
We need to be speaking with those guys because this affects the whole world, right? So us saying, oh, we don't want anything to do with China or anything to do with Russia, that's just silly talk. We need to be in communication with them.
Yeah, no, I agree. We deal with these people every day. Safa from Dubai, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, well, what's the main topic you guys are discussing about?
Well, we're talking about the market.
Chairs. We're talking about chairs.
Yeah, did you see earlier that the Lucasades for my birthday have bought me a very, very fancy chair? Look at that. See? It's got my logo on the back and on the front. So it's a very, very fancy chair. I can't actually believe it. This box turned up and I thought, what the heck's this? And it was anyway. So yeah, we were talking about that. The first half an hour we were members only, but you sneaked in now. We're talking about the global economy, the markets all selling off, the instability of the markets, what's going on with tariffs and uncertainty, and the world order changing, and we're giving everyone a voice. And what's your thoughts? You're from Dubai and you're a young man. What do you feel about what you're seeing today with tariffs and all the rest of it?
I mean, it's a tough decision. I mean, even though since Donald Trump applying tariffs for the first month and the next month, maybe if you think about the future of the market ahead, maybe it's not gonna do a big impact on the growth sector companies. I've seen today the numbers when the market opened. I was like, what the hell is going on? It dropped really big. Even SMCI -8%. Other companies are really down big. But if we have actually seeing a sign of recovery, hopefully by the end of the week it's gonna go higher. But what makes it uncertain is just deploying tariffs on the market on many things, and a lot of shorting is happening in the market. So what I advise from people is to take profit when it needed to take profit, because you're gonna be the winner. But later on, when the markets hold down, you're not gonna think about it. You're just gonna be okay. It's down. Why do I need to care? I'm down big time. I mean today and the whole week, but it's not gonna let me sell whatever I have, because I'm gonna sell with a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I keep buying the dip. I bought some more today, and that's it. I've got no more money. Got no money in the bank, no money in my margin. I've just got to wait until I earn more money now. But it is what it is. But these are the times where you make your money, though. Saab, I want to get your thoughts. You were saying something, and I think I might have cut you off. But
Sorry, go. About what, Martin?
About your thoughts on... Oh, I may have already asked you. I'm sorry. My brain's gone a bit this afternoon. Your thoughts on the tariffs, but you've already given me your opinion.
It was myself that was just...
I think Sensei was spot on about the tariffs. And I pretty much agree with that. Look, it's tough. We're seeing hard times, and that it's crazy. It's going to pan itself out in the next couple of months, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this is the strength. This is the benefit for me anyway. Everyone's different. Everyone runs a different system, different strategy. But this is the benefit for me not selling my original shares. My original shares are propping up my entire portfolio because they made so much money. I've still got them. If I'd sold those and then bought back at the wrong time and then it dipped, those wouldn't have the power they have now. They're really making a difference. And Leston, you were going to say something to me then. I think you were...
Yeah, there was an interview with Macron, the French president, yesterday about whole NATO spend. They spend about 2% of GDP at the moment, so they're wanting to increase it to about 3.5%.
Yeah,
they're looking to increase because the whole kind of US dropping military aid for Ukraine.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? In America, you have to pay for healthcare, right? It's not free like it is in the United Kingdom. They spend their money on the military. The biggest thing is the military, right? In England, we spend most of our money on healthcare, so our military is smaller. And it's fair to say, when there are conflicts, America say, well, we spend all our money, we prioritize the military, and you all want to use our military because we put most money into it. You put more money into it, spend less on your healthcare, put more into the military, then you wouldn't have to rely on us so much. So I think that's a fair statement. I don't think it's right that if you've got less money, you shouldn't. I mean, obviously, if your country is smaller and your GDP is less, but the percentage should probably be the same. Does most people agree with that? If you're in NATO or you're part of a global organization for world peace, whether you're America or whether you're a tiny little country like Portugal or something like that, you should always put if you're in the club, if you're in NATO or you're part of an alliance, you should have the same percentage. So let's say it's agreed it's 3%. So and then we all pay 3%. So we're all paying the same percentage of what we earn. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
They have agreed to 2% in NATO.
Yeah,
That's
but don't America pay more? America pay a lot higher. See? So I can agree with Trump on that. I mean, if you expect everyone to help you out... Sorry, Sensei?
I don't think percentage-wise they do. We'll have to check the numbers, but if you think that they're spending the same amount as Europe, but their GDP is about the same as Europe as well, so they're probably spending the same percentage-wise.
I think they spend about double. I think they spend double compared to Europe in general. I think Europe spends about 400 billion, and US spends about 750. I think.
Yeah, I don't honestly know, but that's Trump's argument, isn't it? Trump's argument is the rest of the world expect us to show up, be the world army, and pay for it all. I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, we
need an end to the war. I mean, everyone wants peace. Everyone wants an end. I mean, the best way to get there is, I'm not sure, but what it does require not relying on America. We can't just rely on America. We shouldn't rely on America. I mean, just from evidence from today of no, they're not going to support Ukraine anymore. We should have plans in place to not rely on America. Europe needs to step up. They might need to find funding from other places. They need to think on their own 2 feet. And at the end of the day, what needs to be thought of, which I think has been forgotten over the last two years, is they're focusing too much on where to get the money from, what to do next, apart from just thinking, what is the end goal? The end goal is peace. Let's figure out the road to peace. That's what that needs to be at the forefront. And the second thing is, let's not rely on America. Anything can happen the next day. We don't want to be America's puppets either. As in, we don't want to. If America says something, we don't want it to affect us heavily anyway. So for all circumstances, America would like us not to rely on them. We shouldn't rely on America. We should do something as well as Europe as well. So yeah, I think we need to think about peace, because that's something that everyone can agree on is peace, and we want.
I agree. Isn't it awful? By the way, just look, celebrate, folks. We've just turned green. The S&P. Hey. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me change the colour. Oh, that's better. Hey. Oi, oi. Yes, Vaz.
I just noticed this morning that all European defense market has been just rallying, has been going mad. Leonardo, Rheinmetall, whatever you name it, is just been going up, and it's just reflecting what Sensei and you have been saying. The Europe is just, and also we have been getting these new fractions or army groups or whatever you name it. These little alliances between not countries but separate armies or separate
private armies.
Military.
Yeah, you get like hired.
No. I'm talking about separate
like the A-team.
branches. No, military branches.
Only Saab smiled at that. The rest of you are too young. Saab went, the A-team, Mr. T. I know what he's on about. Sorry, Vaz, I ruined your moment there.
No, there have been emerging new coalitions between not only countries but the actual military branches of each country. So you have like special forces, United Special Baltic Forces for Navy, and then you have special whatever paratrooper forces united amongst 4 or 5 countries. And these little alliances or groups, they are just working together, and they are training together, and they are sort of planning their future together. So within the whole Europe, or within the whole corner of the NATO, there are emerging small little enclaves of military as well. And I think this could be quite efficient long term.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Isn't it weird that we're having this conversation 3 years on, and it all comes down to one person? I bet the whole of Russia probably don't care, or even most people wouldn't even be bothered. They nothing to do with me, mate. If you asked them on the street, I don't even know anything about it. I've never seen it. I've never been to Ukraine. Don't care. Down to one man, isn't it? One single man. I thought at the beginning of this war he would have been taken out. I thought somebody would have taken him out by now. Some sort of James Bond, Rambo style guy gone in there and done it. On the movies, they do it all the time. So I'm surprised it never happened. No,
could be a double. Could be a double. Still,
could be a double. Yeah, he got taken out ages ago. Well, he's just as bad as the first one, so it makes no difference, does it really?
But yeah, I'm surprised. He was sick the whole time.
Yeah. Well, but then Hitler was the same, right? One man can do all these things. It's incredible, really. But anyway, look at the market. Isn't that a turnaround? If you'd bought that bottom this morning and you traded that out, I wish I could trade it on my Roth IRA. See, my Roth IRA, I would be trading. However, my Roth IRA is down at the moment. When I went from Coca-Cola to the S&P, I haven't been up since then, so I can't keep buying and selling all these dips. But some money's being made now, isn't it? But
may I just say something?
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, Martyn was, it's horrible, it's awful, I don't want to be part of this. 10 minutes on.
Well, what did I say?
Mark is rallying. Look at this. Look at his face.
What did I say when it went up? What did I say? I said everyone will forget in 5 minutes. That includes me.
That's all it takes, a little pump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good again now. Yeah. Well, it'd be good.
Look, Europe just needs to grow up a bit more. Look, I lived in the UK for 32 years, and Europe just needs to grow up, get together, and actually do what they're meant to do. And America needs to stop being the big brother and bailing everybody out all the time. But yes, it's nice to have mum and dad looking over your shoulder. But Europe doesn't need to be that anymore. Europe's big enough, strong enough, and they can do this. They just don't like getting together. They're just happy having somebody bail them out all the time, and that's not fair.
No, I agree. Have you travelled around Europe at all, Saab? You said you were from England.
Yeah. I've been
Right,
to.
so you've got, well, you know then that in America, even though everyone's got different ideas, political ideas and all the rest of it, America essentially, apart from a few maybe, essentially Americans, right? A general idea. Was around Europe, it's very, very different. The people that are in Spain and the French and the Germans and the Italians, we're all Europeans, but we don't, and Czech Republic, but they don't always stand together. That's the trouble.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem. Like, we can have all these meetings. We have far too many meetings, and not enough stuff gets done. People just like to show up at the table but do nothing.
Yeah,
And now our crazy president has gone over there and said, "Hey, this is what we're going to need to do. We're not going to help and support." And everybody's like, "Oh, let's all just hate Trump together, but we'll all get together." And it's just woke everybody up. I think that's the best thing that could have happened. And now, even if they don't all agree with Trump, at least they're all getting together.
I think you have to say that. And then this is why I wanted this debate today. We're not Trump bashing. We're not Trump celebrating. We're just looking at the facts and discussing where we're at. And whether you love or hate Trump, stuff's happening. Europe's doing more than it's done for a long time. The market sold off. It came straight back up again. If you knew how to play that. I mean, even if you're not a trader, just an old-fashioned investor like me, I benefited from that today. I was able to buy shares a bit lower than anybody else was who bought today. The businesses aren't doing worse. They just sold off. I don't know where we're going to go the next few days, though. I mean, I'd be interesting to see if Trump now follows through with doubling up. He said he's going to double again what he's already done today because Canada just retaliated.
Just because the markets have gone green, we can't forget what we were discussing 20 minutes ago. That the argument doesn't change for the downside. The argument doesn't change for the upside.
We could wake up tomorrow it's down 10%.
Yeah, and over the next few months, it will be interesting to see what inflation does, because that's what Trump has no control over is his actions, which could lead to inflation. He can't control the Fed. The Fed might have to increase interest rates. This might be a downturn for a few months ahead. Again, there's two sides to the argument, but you need to be prepared for both sides. And that's why my question to you, Martyn, would be: what is your plan? If we get a big enough move to the upside, considering maybe the little bit of stress you're feeling now with the downturn and the sudden quick move to the downside that your portfolio experiences with leverage or with these sudden volatility in the US markets right now and the world markets, what is your thoughts on if the price goes up to with this volatility? Would you be happy to sell some of your shares so that you have a bigger buffer on the way down? Because early on in the debate, you did also mention there's a few times in history where you have to be part of the S&P to get the majority of the gains. And those points in history, those 20 points in the last 30 years, they would have experienced about 30-40% drops on the S&P 500, which, can't beat around the bush, your portfolio wouldn't be able to withstand at the specific point we're at now. So my question to you would be: what would are you expecting a crash that low, and what would your plan be if you start experiencing that move to the downside if it does occur?
Great question. I'll come to MSK. MSK is tuned in today. Everyone's very happy to see him. Welcome to the show. We'll come to you in a moment. Great question, and of course, I think about it every single day because it's huge. It's colossal, my position now. But it's relative. Remember, I said to you, if I got to $1 million portfolio, $1 million margin would be the same as it was when it was 10,000. It's the same thing. My principle is the same, but the longer I go, the more those stocks at the bottom are compounding and making profit and earning those small dividends, but nevertheless they are earning. For me, the answer is quite simply the big, and I've always said this: the biggest investment I make is in myself. and I see my YouTube channel growing and my income growing all the time. So if it wasn't, and my channel was going down and I was earning less money and I would have a completely different strategy. I would be nowhere near the level that I'm at, to be honest with you. It's because I'm earning more money, and that's applies to everybody. All right. If you're earning money and you hardly pay the bills and you're struggling, you shouldn't use the stock market as a cash machine to get rich. You've got to earn money to be able to make money. Yes, the principle's the same. If you've only got $1 and you earn 10%, same as a millionaire, right? So that's true. However, I can take bigger risks because I know in 17 days' time, just over 2 weeks' time, I've got a decent amount of money. It's increasing every month to pay this down quicker than it's ever been, than it was a month ago and 2 months ago and 3 months ago. So I still feel that I do not see anywhere near a margin call. It would have to go. The market would have to go down about 30% right now for me to be margin called. I can't see a 30% drop from where we already are. I don't see any path to that. I do see 3 rate cuts this year. I did say 2. Now it looks like there's going to be 3. When that happens, that is a catalyst for the market, right? People are going to buy that. That's now new business. Those smaller businesses on the Russell and so on and so forth get relief. They can grow. That's a catalyst upwards. As long as it's not done as a knee-jerk reaction, as long as the Fed do it for the right reasons, have to wait for the tariff data before they just jump because Trump's made the market go down, then that's a catalyst. I think all the tariffs, as soon as they start going away or some resolution gets settled, that's another catalyst. So I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to see a 30% drop. And I really would rather acquire stocks than trade them for a few bucks here and there and try and guess the next entry point or whatever. And of course, I'm not paying any tax either, so I'm not having to worry about that. So I can put all the money in. So I don't expect a 30% drop. And because I've used margin a lot now and I've got an experience with it, as it gets closer and closer, it actually starts to get wider as well. If you're in a 25% maintenance product like the S&P, if you're in S&P, SPCE or 100% maintenance requirement, it squashes up really quickly. But with the S&P, I've noticed it seems to get, as I get closer, it gives you a bit more room and a bit more room. So I think at least 30%. So that's good. And every time I buy more, every time I get some more money in, it goes straight off to margin first. It doesn't go into buying, and I'm waiting for new lows. When I start buying dips, I want you to know that I don't just buy a dip whenever it's just down from it going up, because it always goes up over time. That would be just buying more higher and higher and higher. Now, yes, I do pay higher and higher and higher. Of course I do. But when it starts dipping and there's volatility like now, each time I buy, it has to be lower, the all-time low of this current range, if that makes sense. Not if we go up 5% for tomorrow and then we pull back 1, I'm buying again. I want to buy for less than I bought today because we're in this current volatility climate, all right? In 3 months now, we're in a different world. We've gone up 20%. We can now afford to come back down 10 again. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to be always buying a dip
and in
after we've rallied a bit.
Higher lows.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm not just the moment it goes up and pulls back 1%. Oh, it's dipped again. Because we're in a volatile period right now. So when my money comes in from YouTube in 2 weeks, it'll go on margin. That'll massively reduce my margin, increase my buying power. And if we're lower at that point where we are today, where I bought today, then I'll buy a bit more, and that will help my portfolio by buying more at lower levels. It will protect me. But primarily it's because I believe in me. And this is what I've always said. The stock market is not a cash machine. To be an investor, to be successful financially, you have to make some money. I know people don't want to hear that. They just want to go, well, I don't earn any money and I want to get rich doing nothing. Sorry, folks, it doesn't work like that unless you get really lucky and buy $1 of Binky Bonk and it goes to $1 billion. Then it happens, but then you just go to the casino if you want to do that. But, you know, I look at this now and I go, bloody hell, I've got to earn some more money. So I've got to work harder. So I don't get upset. I do get frustrated, but now I just make more videos and I work harder and I spend less and save more. So does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, no, it does.
Yep,
It definitely
it does,
does.
yeah.
It's just you understand the risk. You can take more risk because of your position and how much effort you're putting into investing in yourself, and you don't see it as a way of making money. It's just on the side. This is you're trying to invest for the future. You've got a long-term outlook on it, and if worst case scenario happens, you might have to sell some shares to avoid getting margin called. But that's not the primary way of you making money, and you've got a plan for it. The other thing I'd say is sticking to strategies. The 5%. I remember a month ago or so you said you'd buy on a 5% dip, 10% dip. That did you stick to that?
No.
Do you want to hold yourself account? And why would that?
No,
why
because
is
the
that?
situation because the situation changed. It wasn't the business wasn't performing as well as I'd hoped, and the earnings was a bit off. It's macro conditions. I'm still happy with the performance. I mean, we had a great earnings from Nvidia. Can you ever remember a business doing so well? Its earnings beat every single time for over a year. Wonderful, wonderful increases over and over again. And yet the stock is down like 17% or whatever it was this morning. It doesn't make any sense. This is people who are just not looking at, and I'm just using Nvidia example. They're not looking at Nvidia and going, Nvidia's rubbish. They're done. They're gone out of business. I'm selling it all. It's finished. They're saying, I've been in the market for years, like one of my friends who owns a ton of millions of Amazon, right? Looks at the market differently. I don't need to be in this market. This is unstable. I'm selling all my position. I'm putting it in 4% on Robinhood, whatever I'm doing. So it's not performance of the businesses. It's macro condition, and we know it's going to bounce back. Now, that doesn't mean to say it's nice going to bed at night with, you know, huge amounts of margin. But at the end of the day, nothing has changed fundamentally for the businesses. Yes, they're going to have to pay more import tax and this, that, and the other, but that will go away. That won't stay there, and it'll all balance itself out. Tit for tat and all the rest of it. So no, I didn't do those numbers like I said. I would have been better if I'd had held out and bought everything today. But at the end of the day, when it starts going up, my portfolio will reward me for this. It will go up. Before it would just go up the normal pace of the S&P. Then it was going up double. Now it's going up 2.5 times. So when it starts going up, it'll go up quicker. From my experience, when the S&P sets an all-time high, it's only a matter of time before it sets another one. That's not it. We've not like hit like a runner. We've got the world record. We're never going to go past. That's as fast as we ever go. We're never going to go fast. It's going to go to another all-time high, right? The fact it's set that, it's pushed through. You'll probably talk about that in chart terms. It's pushed through, and now it's more likely to push through that again. So I know that time is coming. I just got to remain in. And even if, let's say, we get up and it starts going up, and then I stop buying again, and just margin for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, right? And then we get another 20, 30% drop. Let's say that happens again. But that'll be higher than where we are today, right? It won't be where we are today. It'll be higher than where we are today, right? So again, the stocks I bought now 2 years ago are 100% up. And they're my foundation. And if I don't sell, you're building the foundation, and the stocks at the bottom of the pile are compounding and compounding and compounding, giving me more strength to be able to take even bigger. It wouldn't be bigger risk, it's actually be less risk in reality, but even bigger positions. Like I said, one day I'll do $1 million trade. You know, it'd be the same as doing a $10 trade. But exactly the same, wouldn't it, really? It would just be $1 million, but it would be the same position. I mean, Am I doing the right thing? Is it going to work out? Sensei, you're looking at the chart. You were giving me some very good wedges and levels and supports the other day, and I was looking at it thinking, yeah, he's always right on this stuff. If I just waited longer,
I think your answers have been absolutely perfect, to be honest. I mean, a situation change, you adapt to it, you change, you know what your long-term goal is. The trading patterns are there for different types of investors, and my specific way of doing it is I like to just set 3 specific targets, just to take my emotion out of it. And so far we've hit the first target, so my first buy level would have been hit. We didn't hit the second one or the third one, but everyone's strategy is different. I like to look at the chart and see specific targets I'm looking at. The only final thing I'll ask you, and then obviously I'll pass it to the rest of the panel, is it is a matter of time before we get a big correction, whether that is this year, next year. As I've heard you say before, you want to be invested for, I don't know, 5, 10 more years, and you'll always be invested. You just borrow against it. So within your portfolio, that would be a matter of time. It's a question of when, not if. There will be a significant correction in the markets, and previously we've seen between 30, 40, even 50% corrections. What is your plan when that comes around? We can't pretend that's not going to happen in the future. Or are you hoping by the time that happens, your margin would be paid off to an extent where you can withstand a 50%? Or would you be looking at selling when it comes lower and lower and just avoiding that margin call? What's your plan? Because that's happening at some point.
Yeah, and I'm prepared for that. I'm aware of that, and I believe you. I believe you at some point will get a big drop like that. Yeah, and you need to be aware of that, not just think it keeps going up and all we do is go back a couple of percent and we can keep riding it forever. No, you're right, and I do believe that is right, and I'm prepared for that. I've always been the biggest believer of myself. I can't control everyone dumping the market today. I can't control that, and I don't know. And even though your chart will make sense, this is the level it's likely to bounce from. This is the level it's likely to support on and break through and all the rest of it. And 9 times out of 10, you're spot on. So if I followed you, I'd probably make a lot more money. But anyway, I also know that I can't trust what anyone, I don't mean you, but I can't trust what people are going to do. People are going to buy one day, they're going to dump the next minute. Like a few moments ago, we were celebrating, we were green. We're virtually back down where we started again now. We're going straight back down again. No one believes in the market at all. They're up, they're down, they're in, they're out. I can't control that, but I can control what I do. And I believe in me more than anything else. I know where this show is going because I'm in charge of it. Yes, I rely on you to watch, right? But it's the amount of work that I put in. I know what I can do. And I know that a few years from now, what I earn today would be a drop in the bucket. And everyone knows what I earn. They can YouTube, Google me and see what I earn. That's what I share with you anyway. So I don't mind sharing that. That's part of my journey, really. But I believe in me. So I see it multiplying every month and growing. So my job as an investor now, not the show, is I only started investing a few years ago. And I want to get to $1 million. That's my target. Past that would be fun. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? But really, $1 million is fine. To do that, I believe the most important thing is to acquire as much stock as possible. Not about trading it and how much I can get if I trade it, because I do that on my Roth IRA anyway. But it's about how much stock I can own. Because when it comes to it, a year, 2, 3, 4 down the line, for any of the stocks that you've got are going to be up, they're going to compound, they're going to this, they're going to do that. So it's about acquiring as much stock as possible, not concentrating on the minor gains. Like I often talk about, don't scramble around the floor to pick up the crumbs when you're entitled to what's on the table, right? I'm not trying to see how much I can get if I trade and do this and do that. I just want to work as hard as I can so I can acquire as much of the S&P as possible. It's like being a farmer. I want as many fields as possible, and I want to put as many plants in the ground as possible. That's my aim. My aim is to not think of, the end result for now is to focus on building the farm and acquiring as much as possible. So for me, the focus is me consistently beating my target, myself working harder, growing the channel, earning more money. If it starts going the other way, and my business doesn't continue to grow, and I start going sideways, and I notice, that's the first month in 4 years where my income has started to drop. Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe no one likes my channel anymore. And then I start looking at it differently. But that's the same with any business, right? If you're a business and you believe in your business and you're working and you're seeing the results, you go with what works. You go with investing in you because you're what's working. And what's working is what makes this work. My portfolio, I mean.
Wow, amazing answers. Thank you.
100% agree with that. I'm not betting on XRP. I'm not betting on a stock. I'm not betting on a crypto. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. And that's what I'm betting on. So even if I lose everything else, even if I go to zero tomorrow, I know I'll come back up because I know what I can do.
Which means you trade better. Because you're not that worried, you're not comfortable being down. I want to see it. I want to see my portfolio up 100%.
Nobody likes being down.
No, but you have to go through that if you're going to be an investor, right?
Absolutely. But if you're an investor that knows that you're investing as a side hustle, and you know your main hustle, as you do, as I do, as I'm sure Sensei does, as I'm sure Saab and everyone here does. Then it's just an afterthought. Okay, you lost it today. You'll make it back tomorrow. Doing your own thing, doing the thing that you know you can do.
Yeah.
So it's not
because you've not lost, even though we're down today. What has actually happened? What has actually happened today? We're down today. The value of my portfolio has gone down like 12, 15 grand in a week. And
right.
But it hasn't, has it? Because I haven't sold anything. I haven't paid any tax. But what I have done is I've worked for another week on YouTube, and I've got money a few weeks away that's going to come in and buy this again.
There you go. And in fact, there's this psychology. I don't know. I'm sure you share it as well. That I have. If even if it's not if it's unrealized losses, I'm thinking, okay, I've made an unrealized loss here, so I'm gonna have to make it back twicefold, doing the hard work, doing what I know I can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a relentless kind of psychology, and I'm sure a lot of people don't adopt it, but I'm sure you do because I can see you doing it every day, day in, day out. That relentlessness. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the only thing you can control.
Exactly.
You can't control what everybody else is doing. You can't control what the markets are doing.
Yeah.
But do I want to own those businesses?
You can control what you're doing. You can control what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah. My job is to acquire more of the businesses that earn money. Whether you buy a single stock or an index or whatever. That's my job. That's what I earn money to do that. On the understanding that it can come down, and if you over leverage and you whatever, but and also the longer I do it, the better. I've not had the euphoria moment because I've only been in the S&P for 14 months. Warren Buffett would laugh at me and go, "Really? You're just starting out." Imagine if I could just wind forward even just 5 years. Where it could potentially double. It wouldn't matter if it dropped 50% then, would it? I haven't had that euphoria moment yet. I haven't had those massive gains where I can afford to buy a big dip. I haven't got there yet. I just started to this year, just starting to go, it was starting to do well now, and then here we are, But a year ago, I wasn't earning what I was earning. I wouldn't have bought this dip. I would have waited for lower ones. But because I am earning more, I'm prepared to buy these dips because we don't know when the bottom comes. And I believe, looking at what Sensei's always said and looking at what history tells us, you can't time the market, and it's better to be in. When Sensei mentioned earlier about those few moments in history, I didn't mean buying the bottom of those few times. As of course, that would be an advantageous and even better if you could be just all in on the bottom. I mean, obviously, it's not a rocket scientist to work that out. But what I meant was more important was actually being in at the time. of those moments, because wherever you were on the scale of up or down, wherever you were, you're going to benefit from it going up, whether you bought 2i or whatever, but you were in. And when everyone suddenly starts, like we know, at any point, all of a sudden, Warren Buffett is going to deploy that cash. Everyone knows. We know he keeps more money in equities than cash anyway. But we know at some point when he's had enough of this and he thinks, okay, tariffs are settling, the bottom's in, I'm buying. And the difference between Warren Buffett's strategy and mine, it's virtually the same, except he can move the market. I can't. If I try and catch the bottom, it doesn't do it. It's not the bottom, is it? It can carry on. When he buys, that's the bottom. Not because he was smarter than me, because when he buys, it goes up. So it was the bottom. It's just
Martyn, I think what you just said demonstrates my point. The euphoria moments are when you realize you've gone from a couple of hundred subscribers to over 70,000 and over 100,000 pretty damn soon. Okay, that's your euphoria moment. It doesn't. The S&P 500 can do whatever it likes, but you've done that.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
your euphoria moment. You know what I'm saying? That's on you and your effort.
Yeah, thank you for saying. Yeah. Look at this. What did we just talk about a moment ago? We were all excited. It was red. It was green. It's bloody gone right back down again. Now, even Sensei, with all his skills, probably couldn't work that out. Did you, Sensei?
Did. As soon as it went green, I said, let's not forget what we just said 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And I also said it could go down again. The point I'm making is, though, did you sell it there, buy it there, sell it there, buy? Did you do that? No, nor did I. But somebody did. Tim Rogers, how are you?
Hello there. How you doing?
I'm all right,
Same
mate.
here.
I'm all right.
I'm glad to see that you're walking and you're doing your exercise, because I think maybe 6 months ago I told you that if you continue the pace that you're going, that eventually your health is going to kick you in your derriere. And online, you laughed at me. I'm a very disciplined person, and I remember hanging up going, he just doesn't get it yet. But I said, the Almighty will slow him down. So I was glad to see last night that you're out and that your health is better. But understand something. You can have all the money in the world. You can make all the money in the world. Without your health, you have nothing. Don't you ever forget that. Nothing. So keep everything in proper perspective, because at this pace, really, Martyn, you got to slow it down. You can't be everything to everyone. Pick your niche, pace yourself. You're getting large, and you're going to have to start delegating some of the responsibility if you're going to continue to grow your platform at this level.
Yeah, thank you, mate. You're spot on. It is kind of weird when you actually realize, that you're just a human and you break just like everybody else, and you've got no control over that at all. This has been the longest I've ever done the right thing. Even when I did the marathon and Tough Mudder and all the rest of it, and had a 6-pack and I was all fit and everything, I still ate burgers in between. I wasn't super perfect by any means. I trained hard, but I still ate stuff in between because I was younger and I could get away with it. But for 4 days now, I've not had one biscuit, cake, chip, chocolate. Every single bit of food that I've eaten is good. Drinking water, no alcohol, nothing. It's amazing, and I've walked every single day, and I'll be walking again tonight, me and Leah, if we can. We've got big storms here. We actually thought this morning we had a tornado pass our window.
Wow.
We had tornadoes in our area. It was in bed, tornado siren went off. Woo, woo, right? We have one down the road, and we both looked at each other. We heard this whistle. What the hell was that? And yeah, there were tornadoes in our area, and it sounded like it went just like past our front door or something. It was quite, seriously, this is no joke. We do have tornadoes here. We're in Tornado Alley. Yeah, so we might not go out for a walk tonight if there's too much wind about. But yeah.
Martyn.
Yes, mate.
Sorry, are you sure it wasn't your chair delivered?
No. Do you know when my chair was delivered? About 1 minute after I got back from the walk and talk. One more minute, I would have walked up to the door with the UPS turning up on the door. It's quite funny, that. But, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Martyn, I have a question for you, okay, and for the group. Because you know how you spanked me back about when I had to laugh at you, but I was laughing with you at this particular time with the market pulling back the last couple of days, right? About cash is king, right? And I called a couple of my New York buddies that's on Wall Street, and I said, give me your perspective on cash is king, cash on the sideline. I said, because guess what? All the billionaires right now, what they're doing is saying, you know what? Euphoria, we cannot control the new administration. And best, guess what? You need to have cash on the sidelines. In the last 2 days, I just been buying. And my portfolio is not braggadocious, but it's gone up. And I spoke with one of my advisors this morning and I said, are you not going to compliment me? And she says, that's because you're not in tech. I said, exactly. I said, a lot of people are in momentum type stocks. It's great when that roller coaster is going down. The speed is there. I think about a lot with you in the S&P 500, and I'm in the S&P 500, not a lot, but I have 15 companies, as you know, that I track. And the reason I have those 15 is because I get to control the narrative when I want to buy, sell, buy it on the dip, if that's what you want to call it, dollar cost averages, if that's what you guys want to call it. But the problem with putting so much money in the S&P, you may have 4 or 5 stocks in there that's weighted very heavily, but you may want to get out of it. The only way you get out of it, you have to sell that fund. My philosophy, because I've done it 2 decades ago in the S&P 500, I said, let me do my diversification, be it if it's tobacco, be it if it's IBM, be it if it's food and beverage, whatever. The best companies, all companies, no more than 15 because you get to control. Even with space, as crazy as Virgin Galactic was, yesterday and today, I just bought it. And I said, I get to control that. But I have different accounts set up for space, 5 or 6. You guys can laugh at me because the cost bases were different levels. And I said, I can always get my cost basis under, say, 450. And when it goes up to 6, I can sell it, make money, still keep the other shares. So when I called in, I was hearing you guys, so I don't know everything that you guys were talking about, but I was concerned. And I know MSK was talking to you about the margin because I wanted to talk to you kind of offline and go like this. Be careful with that margin because this market is just, it's topsy-turvy right now. And you work really hard, but you have a different strategy. And the only reason I really don't get into you in a negative way, because you already own your home. You already have assets that no matter what, you can still go back overseas and everything is still copacetic for you and Leah. Most people out here, they have the mortgages, they got the car notes, they have kids. They're the ones I'm concerned about when they're playing with margin. Because when that margin is due, they're going to take that money, these institutions. But you're totally different, and a lot of your audience don't know that part. I know it because we've spoken about it, and you've mentioned it on air. But all I'm saying is just be cautious, which I know you are, because as hard as you work from $5,000 up to 300,000, as you can see, it can go up, it can go down. All I'm saying is just put a little money, appease me for a while. Hell, I'm a member, appease me. Put a little cash on the sidelines because we're going to have some rainy days. Just what you're going through in Texas, as I spoke with my brother in Fort Worth, he says, Tim, the storms, he says, what do you think in the market? I said, the storm isn't here yet. I said, you guys just starting to see the rain with a little wind. I said, you wait for the next 60 to 90 days. That's what's going to tell about the stock market. So just be cautious. But everyone
Can I
has
just
their own
ask you a
strategy.
question, Tim? Can I ask a question to you? Just two questions.
Yeah.
One first for Martyn. How much margin are you using, Martyn? What's the how many thousand is it? 100,000 or
Share it on the screen.
150,000. So Tim Rogers, are you suggesting, just so I understand your point, are you suggesting Martyn sells 150,000 and then on top has some cash on the side? Is that your suggestion?
No,
Get rid
I
of the
would.
margin and have some cash.
No, what I would suggest is anywhere from 10 to 20%. I would sell and put it in cash. Like in my portfolio overall, I keep 20% in cash.
So are you saying Martyn sells 200,000? Well, I don't know how margin works on Robinhood.
Well,
but
let's
you're saying
assume
to get rid
if I
of
sold
margin
the
and have
shares,
20%.
if I sold all of that margin, I would have zero cash. I would just have
Right.
no margin. I would then have to sell the shares I haven't bought with margin to get cash. So you
So would
wouldn't
that be
get
$150,000 worth of you would have to sell to get zero margin?
to get to zero. Correct. I've now got no cash. That's right.
So is that Tim Rogers? Are you suggesting he sells $180,000 worth of
I would at
$160,000
least,
worth of S&P?
me personally, and we're dealing with age again. If you're 30, who cares? Because time is your hero. But when you're 55 and I'm 66, I don't do stupid, guys. Stupid costs you money. You can predict what income you're going to have by being safe, reliable, and predictable income. All I'm saying is that because I am older, I've seen this picture show before 4 different times. And I'm seeing a narrative now. So I've gotten burned by not being able to take advantage of, be it if you want to call it dips or dollar cost average. That's why I love dollar cost average. Who really cares? You put your $500 every month. If it's up, it's down, whatever. At the end of the day, it's a dividend type company. It's reinvesting, be it at high, be it low. But when the market was pulling back to 500 to 600, I deployed not a lot, probably $75 to $100,000 in the last couple of days. It didn't cost me anything. My cash is sitting in and earning me 5.75% because I'm preferred where I'm at. That's no stress. That's no nothing. That's the only difference. What I'm saying, I would just lighten up a little.
No, I love these conversations with you. Brilliant, love it. You're a very valued member of the family. There was 2 things I wanted to answer you. What you were saying, I was thinking all the way through. First of all, you said about if you own the index, you don't have control. You have to sell the whole thing. So if defensives are doing well, you can buy those, or you can sell tech if it's not doing well. You can do that because you've got individual stocks, right? And of course you can. But that weakness, the S&P, is also its strength. Because if tech is down and I owned NVIDIA, I'm down big. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm selling for a loss. There's nothing I can do about it. I said that defensives would do better this year, and they did. I said financials would do better this year, and they are. Both of these things I was aware of, fully aware of it, telling everybody, J&J is going to 200, Coca-Cola is going to go up. All those things are happening. However, because I own the index and tech leads the index, we know 6% over 7%, whatever is Apple, and 6% is Nvidia, yada yada yada. So tech it's not as heavy as the Nasdaq, but it is tech heavy. You're right. So it's down, but there is the beauty of it, because I'm able to buy the index when it's down, and the same allocation is going into those that are doing well. For example, J&J or Coca-Cola, or in your case, Pepsi-Cola. I am buying those. I bought Pepsi-Cola today. I bought 10 shares of the S&P, $5,000 today, and I ended up owning a few more bits and bobs of Pepsi and J&J, and they're doing well, and some of the financials and so on and so forth. So even though I don't have cash, I had the ammunition to do exactly what you did. I bought today as well. Now, the reason why I'm always able to buy is because, as you said yourself, I am very disciplined and managed and structured with my margin approach. I'm also extremely bullish on myself, knowing I'm going to earn more money so I can do more and so on and so forth. But I'm not getting ahead of what I know I've got coming in next month. And I'm very structured with what there's no surprise. The only surprises I would get is suddenly got to pay for a medical, got cancer tomorrow and I got to find $1 million. I mean, those could surprise me, but then I just sell the whole portfolio anyway. But I'm not surprised by bills.
Okay, but along those lines, just what you said, then you need to anticipate that crap happens. Maybe in your life, everything is great. I've always anticipated that bad things could occur. Okay, and it has challenged me in my life.
Yeah.
If something happened to you, boom, and you're out for a month, whatever.
Yeah.
Where does the revenue come from to pay down the margin? Then guess what? A new administration, comes up with some unique things and tariffs wherever. Now, of those 500 companies in the S&P 500, maybe it impacts 50% of that, but your value is going down.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I agree with what you're doing.
Yeah.
However,
the
environment has changed because at the end of the day, there's not one of you on here right now that if I would go to Discord and send you my 15 companies versus the S&P, I'm outperforming. You look at NVIDIA has done nothing in the last 6 months. It's been flat. I'm up 9% in the most boring companies, and I've told you guys maybe 6 months ago. And I got some people, tobacco, send stock. Yeah, but guess what? People smoke when it's good. People smoke when they're bad. They're smart. You look at Philip Morris International. You look at Ultra. You look at IBM. They are boring companies, steady, and they're outperforming.
Nothing boring with making money. That's
exactly.
What we want.
And I tell people that. So for me, the 15 companies, because of your platform, and I respect you because you could make more money if you traded individual stocks. We all know that. That's where one day you're going to have to make up in your mind and go like, do I do it for the members? Do I do it for me? Or do you educate your members on how to make money, but you can still trade? Because that's your right. It's your hard work. And that's the way I look at it from myself. I can do mutual funds. I have funds that are managed by, quote, the experts. And I joke with my advisor. I say, why would this person sell this particular stock when they bought it at 40 and they're getting rid of? Well, Tim, it's a managed account. I said, they're idiots. They're idiots. Why would you do that? I said, I own the same particular companies and I'm dollar cost averaging or buying on the dips. And she says, well, it's really weighted average. I said, you know what? You're listening too much out of New York and Wall Street. I said, some things are common sense. You don't buy something at a high and sell it at a low. I said, that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I said, but guess what? Politically, I give them some seed money to play with. And yesterday I was joking with her. I said, where are they? Well, they're flat. I said, well, where is my overall? Well, you're at 9.2%. Where's the other account? Oh, you're at 8.6%. I says, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if I had probably about 20 people that was just analyzing? And we kind of laughed. And I told her, I'll stick with my boring companies. I said, I know what I'm doing. So, but that's my portfolio for me. But again, guys, I'm 66. I love the dividends. I love to buy on the dip. But cash to me is very important because cash gives you options. And I believe in having options.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to come to Saab. Just give you my final thought on that.
Yeah,
appreciate everything you said there.
And I'm not lecturing, guys. I'm in a good mood. I'm not lecturing.
No. We love it. No, we love it. We all do. I'm going to come to Saab in like 30 seconds. But like I said, the strength of the weakness of the index, the S&P, is also its strength. You said that you could make those decisions and control them. However, you can't if the stock suddenly, like now, tech sales selling off. If we get the tariffs go down tomorrow and we get resolution Ukraine and we get all of this and blah, 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 which we're going to at some point, people are going to turn very bullish very, very quickly. And the tech stocks will, what Coca-Cola, which was doing nothing for ages, which is now doing well, will suddenly start going down because people use it as a piggy bank. In seconds, you won't even have time to react to it, and people will start buying the tech again. That, for me, is the reason to own the S&P, because you are instantly reacting to that. I don't have to then find that level to sell that, to buy that back again, and have to pay tax on it as well. We all know ETFs are the most tax efficient ways of doing it. So you're right what you say. I'm not, but I'm not wrong either. There's two different strategies. And when I get to the point where my portfolio and I'm getting older, I see Stacey, hello. Of course I can see Stacey. Do you think I'm bloody blind? I mean, I'm staring at the monitor, right? Bloody hell, Vaz. Whichever, at some point I will go, do you know what? I'm making less videos. My income isn't increasing anymore. It's now going sideways or perhaps coming down. I've made all the money I need. I'm going to do whatever I need to do, move, transfer, da-di-da-di-da. And even if I stay in the S&P, I'm just going to be paying down margin until it's gone. And I'm not even going to buy a share, even though I can. I've just got money sitting there in proper cash, like you say, earning 4%. That day is coming, but it's not this day, as they say in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Well, you still have time. I mean, you still have time, and that's.
You're right. And we've said this. Investing strategies change over time, and your goals change, and everything else. And you're absolutely right. If I was 65, if I was 70, I'd be getting to the point going, I haven't got enough life to be able to work enough to pay off all this margin. I'm going to die with margin. Well, there's no point. I've got enough money. Why have the bother? Just go to bed and relax. Different ball game. Yeah, you're right. I could wake up tomorrow, lose my voice. I can't earn any money. No problem. I'm still up. I sell all the shares immediately if I really wanted to. And I'd pay off all the margin. And I would say to Sensei, get to work, take over the show. We'll work out a deal and we'll be all right. And Vaz would do a bit on Sundays as well for me. So we'd be all right. I'm building my army, see? Building my army. Saab, let me come to you. Oh, I muted you. Yeah. You have a bit of background noise for some reason when you're talking. So I'll just, there you go.
Okay. All right. Hey, so yeah, look, that very interesting conversation what we've just been having there.
Great stuff.
And I think yes, you just kind of covered most of this. We all are on a different stage of the journey, and when you're at a point where you've got a lot of money and you can have cash on the side, then that's great. Like Buffett's got 390 billion in cash right now, right? He can move markets.
Totally different, yeah.
I remember getting into the market. I have a business, but you got to take your savings, you got to put them into something that you don't know what you're doing. You have to learn what's going on in the market. You're going to lose money, and you're like, this is my earnings, and you're getting into a market, and you're not seasoned. You don't know what you're doing, but you have to get in. And if your money's in the market, then that's fine. You can start making money, but we can't all afford to be, have cash on the outside. Like right now, I've got plenty of shares. But I don't have a lot of cash on the side because I need my money to be working for me rather than sitting on the side. I know we can get 4.5% and 5%, in the banks now. It wasn't always
minus inflation. You've made only 1%. That's it.
Right. So you're not making a whole bunch. But yeah, I remember those times, and I think a lot of people, on here. I've seen a few people on the chat there as well. I've got to have enough money to put in the market, not just. I can't afford to have money on the side. So I think you're right. You've got to just address all situations, all times, and like you said, if you're young, there's times, and if you're older, it's a different time, and you actually got money to put on the side.
Just remember, but also remember, you need to be diversified. You need to be in mutual funds. You need to be in S&P 500. You need to be in individual stocks. Because, again, when one sector goes, my philosophy has been this the last 20 years. If I don't make at least 1 cent per night, then guess what? I'm not diversified enough. And there are enough markets out here where you should be able to make 1 cent. Be it if it's international. International markets have been out of favor for years. For years. I don't own a lot of it, but I own probably 5% of international. China, who wants China? I probably have about 2%, but it's in China. So you just need to be diversified. If you have that dollar, divide that dollar into 10 cent, and 10 cent is different. You know, be it the S&P,
did you say
small cap, mid cap.
Did I understand you correctly? You just said you want to make sure that your money is always earning money.
Mm-hmm. At least 1 cent per night. If not, I'm not diversified enough.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So I want to add that then, because over the last week, down $10,000-$12,000. I haven't been making 1 cent a day, have I? I've lost $12,000,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't, because I haven't sold, so I haven't actually lost. But I am down $12,000. However, has Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, Coca-Cola, everything in the S&P 500 been selling, making profit that it's about to report at the next earnings? Yes. I own the businesses, not the number on my screen. I own those businesses. So when those businesses report and the earnings goes up and the growth comes, I get paid back. The stock goes up. We're only down today because of uncertainty in tariffs. If we'd not had the argument of tariffs, my portfolio would be up. I would have made my 1 cent today. Definitely. I've still made it. It's money in waiting. In fact, I've made more because I bought more at a lower level. I've just not got my reward yet. That's the very definition of investing and owning the businesses. Because today, when all this is going on, all the businesses that I own, I'm the owner, I'm the CEO, right? They're all earning money for me today. And when they tell me about it and when they report about it on an earnings, I get paid. So I have earned the money.
Can I just interject there? I think Brett. I agree with Brett to a large extent, actually.
So this is Tim. This is Tim. Are you talking about Tim Rogers?
Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
Just call me TR.
Sorry, Tim. Sorry, Tim. Tim Rogers. Yeah. Why did I call him Brett? I don't know.
No idea.
Anyway,
I don't know. I was looking on the screen. I said, did I miss something? It's all good. It's all good.
What I want to say is there is something about that emergency liquid cash that you need access to immediately. And Tim mentioned about investing in something that's giving you 5% annually. It's not going to match the S&P, but it's going to be consistent and it's going to actually give you the return. And if that's your emergency cash, that if you need that operation immediately, if you have that immediate need for that cash, I think that's that's a logical place to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Because even if something is offering you a guaranteed return, the S&P doesn't do that. Let's be honest. It can crash tomorrow. That guaranteed return option is what I'd put my money into in terms of emergency cash reserves, because we don't know what life is going to offer.
Well, I mean, and here's the other piece too that is really critical. By having the money on the sideline, let's say something does come up and we all need 10,000, 20,000, family, whatever the situation may be. You may not want to sell your positions in the S&P or individual stocks because they're doing very well. Then you got to pay capital gains. Then you have to, depending on if it's taxable or non-taxable. That's what I'm saying, because again, things happen, guys. It just does.
No, you're right.
It's not a perfect world out here. And one of the things I try to educate people at the school I go back to and teach people is that you have to anticipate for the worst, but you still got to have the plan. We hope everything works out. And I try to educate people by saying, oh, everything isn't great. Nope, these are the bad mistakes I've made. Here's another one I made.
Thank you,
so
Stacey.
let's don't do that one again. So that's what I'm saying. So I've learned how to be diversified, because when you look at it, if you look at the Mag 7 and you take them out of the S&P 500, the rest of those 493 companies have done absolutely nothing. The Mag 7 is what has driven it. And when you look at, say, NVIDIA right now, you remove NVIDIA, it's been flat this year. You look at Microsoft, it's been flat. Meta has been up, the only one in a couple days. But yes,
Yeah.
you're making money, but when you spread those dollars across the others, your percentage is much smaller. So that's why I'm saying, yes, the S&P is good, but also have some mutual funds. Have a little gold. That's what diversification is all about.
But the thing that you mentioned with like Nvidia, it's gone sideways and down and so on and so forth, and you're absolutely right. But the reason why you own Nvidia is because you know what it's earning and its performance and its balance sheet and its earnings. It's now oversold. Yes, it's expensive and it's too expensive, so you could say, right? But it's only been sold because money has been taken from it to buy defensives because people are unsure. They will buy back because as it continues to perform as it is and as it is always up to now, it won't be forever, of course, right? People will buy it back and it will suddenly gain back profits really quickly. And your sleeping stock that's been going sideways for ages will suddenly go flying up and you go flipping out. I'm glad I stayed in that. That's
right,
the,
but the
that's
smart,
the point.
but the smart money understands something with NVIDIA. The smart money is already out of NVIDIA. Okay,
Well, not all the
NVIDIA
smart money isn't. Otherwise, it'd be zero.
at this particular rate. I understand smart money has made their money and they've gone into other sectors.
Correct.
One of the advantages,
and they will be in the S&P 500.
Sorry?
Just a couple of things. One, Tim Rogers, I just want to understand your position because I know you've mentioned you've got a basket of stocks. The S&P 500 is, personally, I don't think the S&P 500 is diversified enough because you're very much in the United States. However, it is 500 of basically the world's best companies. Did I hear you correct in saying you are diversified in only 18 stocks compared to 500 stocks? Because I don't quite understand.
I own 15 stocks that I manage, that I oversee, read the perspective, understand them clearly.
And they're individual or ETF?
No, individual. No, they're individual stocks. They're individual stocks.
So that is very much a massive risk in diversification. Are they all US companies? Are they all? There's only 15 compared to 500.
For an example, I own Kraft Heinz. I own Nike. I own Altria. I own Philip Morris International. I own IBM. I own Mondelez. I own Pepsi, as you guys know. So,
he predominantly owns defensive, safe, blue chip, dividend paying stocks.
Companies. Because the advantage I have, guys,
18 only is very risky when you look into, if you're looking at diversification risk. Someone looking at a portfolio and looking at only 18 stocks would say you're not diversified enough, which is sort of against the argument of you saying that the S&P 500 are not diversified enough. Even though eight of the companies are 10% of the stock market, you also invest in 500 companies compared to 18 individually chose. And over time, choosing companies, the ETFs have always, the S&P 500 has always outperformed. But that's another story. But what I'm saying is your diversification risk is much higher, in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, than the S&P 500.
It's weighted, and I agree, it's weighted more heavily. But I know the industry, I know the people, I know the concept. I got 30 years as a sales executive, and it's all about sales. I don't care how you slice it, dice it, whatever. It's all about revenue and sales. NVIDIA, you only have so many customers that can continue to buy your chip. There's not enough people, not enough customers that can keep buying your chips. Then what happens? You have competition. Now your pie has gone from here to there. So once I look at your portfolio and you're going against quarter after quarter, I'm like, well, you're somewhat mature now. you're going to pull back. So what I said about diversification, yes, I have a small percentage in the S&P 500. I have my individual stocks. I have individual mutual funds, small, mid cap, large cap, aggressive growth, and growth in income. So again, I want to make money throughout any event that does occur. I'm in financials. Financials took a major hit today, big time major hit.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they're trying to anticipate what the administration is going to do. To Martyn's defense, I'm looking to buy companies. That's, hey, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citi. These are fantastic companies. They just taking a hit right now. But when I have the cash on the side, that's where I go back in and say, hey, let me buy 10 shares of this, 10 shares of that. But I'm completely diversified, completely. I just have a larger pie. That's S&P, mutual funds, individual stocks, so on and so forth. But I will agree, of those 15 stocks, because my advisor, she gets on me, she says, Tim, you're weighted so heavily between IBM, Philip Morris International, and Ultra, and AbbVie, the pharmaceutical company. And it's not braggadocious, guys. It's probably like over a mil, right? And then she says, well, what happens if it goes down? I said, it's not going to go down because I study it. And I said, I got enough cash. I said, they're not going out of business. I said, I study the companies.
And that's the best thing. You understand what you own, and that is always going to do well because you understand what you own. You're not going to be fearful. But to say it doesn't go down, the stocks that you've owned are the New York Stock Exchange piggy banks. J&J, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they get used as piggy banks. Men and ladies who've had their money for many, many years, maybe generations, been passed down and so on and so forth. People who bought, Coca-Cola for 10 cents 50, 100 years ago, or I'm just making up numbers, right? Their percentage, their profits are huge. And they go, we got some emerging cool thing like Tesla appearing or whatever, and we've got millions of dollars in Coca-Cola, we can sell it. And that's what they do. They use Coca-Cola and J&J and Pepsi and all the ones you've mentioned, Philip Morris, the rest of it, as piggy banks. So they are safe and they're solid, but they're also can go down just like anything else.
But see, at the end of the day, I don't mind if they go down because you're paying me the dividend and I'm using your money to buy your stock back. So I'm not looking at necessarily stock appreciation. Guys, it's a game. Once you know the game and you know where the money is coming from, I live off the dividends.
There isn't a right and wrong answer. Well, there are some wrong things to do. There are some things you can do wrong. To say you have to have cash on the side works for you, and it's a generally good idea for people who aren't structured and managed. I don't need cash on the side. I do not, because I've got no cash on the side. I've got nothing in the bank. I've got all my money invested and margin, but all my bills are paid every month on my credit card, which I pay every month off. It's already preset straight on my Robinhood card, earning 3%. Not earning 3%. I just get back 3% what I spent, right? I've built an efficient life, so no mortgage, no car loan, no credit cards. I don't do anything with my money. I just save it and invest it. So I've got X amount to spend, and I've got X amount coming in, and the money I've got coming in is all, at least for the next 2 months, is guaranteed, right? Because what I've earned this month, I get paid next month, and what I earned this month is the month after. So I know I've got at least 2 paychecks to come. So I'm only going to spend what I know I've got coming in and allowing me to reduce my margin, so I don't need to hold my cash. If I had to have an emergency today and I bought something today, I would just pay less into margin and I would be able to pay that off with what I'm earning. But I'm always earning more, so I've got that engine. But, so there's not a right and wrong answer. Oh, hello. No. Hang on. Jerry and Elba, whoa. You say me and Jerry? I'm sure that you were just I'm sure she was just being nice, but is Jerry out of his coma? I'm assuming Jerry isn't. You would have messaged me, wouldn't you? Jerry, Elba, sorry. Let me just check my phone, see if you've texted me recently. Hang on, I have got a text. I will contact you if there are any change. No. Okay, looks like there's no change yet. Elba, thank you so much for that wonderful super chat. It's my birthday on Sunday. Everyone's getting excited about today because I got this chair, but my birthday is until Sunday. Maybe I'll get another chair on Sunday. Just saying, we'll have two side by side. So anyway, there is no right and wrong way. Yes.
And on that note of there's no right or wrong way, I think we need to might be a time to just reflect on the fact that there's so many people watching, and we need to be clear, and I think I need to be more clear, maybe you need to be more clear on a day-to-day basis. Nothing's, as we've experienced here, your strategy is very different to Tim Rogers' strategy, different to MSK's strategy, different to Saab's strategy, and I think those strategies that we have, we are quite confident in our own strategies. I'm quite young. I'm very high risk. I'm very happy with losing it all. Martyn, you're quite high risk because you are confident in your income. Tim Rogers, you've got this strategy that you've built. You've studied. You know exactly what companies you want to invest in. You're invested throughout. You diversified in different sectors and having cash on the side. So what we need to be clear about is when people come in and watch the show, we don't want them to take away what you're saying, Martyn, as this is, I'm very confident in my position. You should also do what I'm doing. I know there's many times, obviously you've said this is not advice, this doesn't work for you, but I think we need to be more clear about that and why it's important. It's because you're showing how confident you are in your own strategy, still questioning your strategy, still evaluating it time to time and adjusting if needed. But what you're bringing out there is not my strategy is perfect for you. It's actually your confidence in your strategy, and you don't want that to come across to anyone as this is the perfect strategy, because you don't want it to be taken in that way, because that's not the way you want it to come across. But it can come across that way. But it's good that it's coming across that way because it shows your confidence. However, it's not good because someone else might see that as the right for them. So it's a good and bad because it's showing your confidence.
Bloody hell, Sensei, I'm confused now.
Well, I agree with Sensei. I think you're both right, depending on the context. Because the context is going to be different for all of us, whether it's Tim, yourself, Martyn. There is a wrong way to do it.
There are wrong ways.
I can blackjack tomorrow and put £100,000 on.
That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. Just because you won, that was still the wrong way. You got lucky.
Yes.
Tim said a word and I had to come back. And I'm going to bring Lucas in. Lucas is called in, very patiently waiting in top right-hand corner. I just want to come back to, just very quickly, Tim. Tim said, you're fortunate. Okay? I just want to clarify that, right? Yes, I'm fortunate that I'm alive and I'm sitting here and I'm relatively fit and healthy and I'm able to do what I'm doing. But let's not, you don't necessarily create your own luck. Some people start off in a much worse position and so on and so forth. But every single penny I have earned and every single subscriber I've earned and every ticket I sold in a theater, let me tell you, I did it by myself. I did it ticket by ticket, subscriber by subscriber, right? And all the rest of it. So it's not, I've never had any free money. I've never had unemployment apart from that 1 month, which is about 200 quid my entire life. Never inherited any money apart from £1,500 to buy that microphone. That's it. No free money, no corporate sponsorship, no handouts. I got a free chair today. That was nice. But other than that, it's done. I've done it myself. And everyone else could do what I'm doing. Now you might go, oh, well, they can't go on YouTube. Well, yes, they can. And I didn't start investing until I'd worked for years and years and years and years and years and paid off my mortgage. And it's not like, well, you were lucky you had a job. I did nothing else other than work to pay that mortgage off. Everybody else was sat on the beach on the cruise ships, having their beer, chatting up the women. I was working. So
but that's what but hold on, but that's what I'm saying by when I mentioned that you're fortunate. I know your story. What Sensei is saying, individuals that call in, they don't know your entire story. So I can put things, margin in perspective because I know your story by saying, sure, Martyn's doing that because he doesn't have to worry about a mortgage. He's already, his place is paid off. That's what I mean
yeah,
by fortunate.
not because I don't have to worry about it. I've already worried about it. I've just done it first.
Yeah. And so I'm applauding you and I'm giving you a credit where credit is due because that's who I am. Okay. But the majority of people that call in, their mortgages are not paid off. So they cannot take that type of more aggressive type risk with margin and things of that nature.
Very true.
That's what I was meaning by that where you're fortunate. You don't necessarily drive. Most people call in, hell, they one paycheck away, they driving their Teslas, their BMWs, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and guess what? They still using their credit cards, and they're saying, I don't understand why I can't save any money. No blankety blank Sherlock. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I call in and I watch Sunday Sensei because I know, guys, nothing about crypto. Nothing. You could teach me and I'm still lost on it, right? I would love to learn.
Then Sensei is doing a rubbish job then. If you've been watching every Sunday and you still don't know, Sensei, you're fired. Vaz, what are you doing on Sunday?
And he appeases me by doing my charts. And I know he's saying, why is Tim calling me to ask me about this? This show is about the crypto. But what I'm saying, younger people, they understand it. They have a grasp for it. That's just above my pay grade. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud anyone that's in crypto because I call in sometime or I listen to you guys because I'm enamored with you guys that really know, like MSK. You guys are in it. I'm like, damn. I said, I'm smart, but I'm slow. I still can't comprehend what they're talking about. So yeah, I give credit where credit's due, but being fortunate, it was complimenting you because I know your story, your history. I know that you saved all those dollars on the boats, okay, where other people were partying. That's where your priorities were to allow you to do the things that you were doing. So hopefully you didn't misinterpret what I meant by fortunate.
Not at all.
I know you worked your butt off.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just clarifying everything. And the reason why very often, we're going to come to Lucas now. He's been sitting up there waiting to talk. The reason why I sometimes go back over something and I say something which you already know and we've already discussed before is there are people watching for the first time. They're coming in for 5 seconds. Unfortunately, if they're coming for 5 seconds, they just heard me say that and they haven't got a clue. You can't do anything about that, but you do the best you can. Lucas, where are you calling in from? Lucas, I muted you. There you go. Sorry, where are you calling in from?
I'm from Canada.
Canada. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just the person we need to talk to today. How do you feel about it? You might have Donald Trump rolling up your front door in a minute in a tank, putting a flag in the garden going, this is now the United States of America. How do you feel about that, Lucas?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Like, my whole philosophy about investing and everything is the prices we have today are a discounted price from wherever it's going to be in 10, 15 years, And I'm very young, right?
Potentially. Right. Most companies in the Russell won't be around in 20 years. So just remember that. It's not always guaranteed.
And I mean, I've got backup plans and whatever. I always have income. I'm actually just recently turned the age in Canada to legally invest, and I'll be fully transparent. I've already got 15,000 in investments, and I've got a decent amount in XRP. That's actually how I found you. And
Sensei smiling. He always smiles when someone comes XRP. I hate it. You don't realize we have this special deal. Every time someone XRP, I've got to give Sensei another bonus. He loves when you say XRP.
Yeah. And I mean, as much as people hate red days, it's kind of a great day for me because I can just put it in. So that's my whole philosophy.
You're dead right, mate. You're dead right. Red days are the good days. We all love the green days, and it's lovely. Oh, look, I got 10 grand. Now I got 20. Now I got 30. It's nice. Yeah. But, none of it really matters until you sell it and take it out and buy what you got to buy. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, you're right. You got to work on the red days. And the last 2 weeks, I've been going live more, earning more money, buying more, using more margin to buy these dips. That's what you do. You work on the red days. You're dead right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's actually quite a bit of fear here. Like somebody close and dear to me actually just pulled out like 200 grand out of the stock market while they were down already like 12 grand out of fear. So I'm like, I'm not going to name any names or
So
anything.
now they've lost
obviously,
12
but-
grand. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
obviously not the smartest thing to do, but that's just where we're at in the market right now, and
It could
especially
be.
in Canada.
It could be a smart thing to do. You can't tell. Maybe they've sold themselves
Yeah.
70 grand.
Yeah. Remember, this is true. This when people say you don't lose until you sell, that's one move. Life is a million moves. Imagine you sell when you're down. Your friend lost $12,000. They've got their, let's say it's 100 grand, right? They lost 12 grand, right? They had 112. They got 100 left. They sold for 12 grand loss. They hold their 12 grand. They stick it in cash. Tim Rogers comes in and says, put it in the bank. He earns 4%. He earns 4% for a couple, right? Makes some money. He's now got 100,004. He made some profit, right? Then it goes down another 12%. That stock that they don't no longer have. They've not had that loss. Their 100,000 has just earned 4% in the bank. Then they buy back in again with the same 100 grand that they took out. They're better off, aren't they, than they were in the first place once it starts going up again.
Yeah.
So it's not always wrong. If I knew exactly that this was going to go down as much as it did, even though some of my shares were down, the ones I bought recently, not the ones I bought a year ago, but the ones I bought recently, if I'd sold them about a month ago, before all this happened, allow the 30 days for the wash sale rule, I could have got a tax loss on paper, another year paying no tax, whee, I've lost money on paper, then use that cash to buy it less at that new level. I would have actually been potentially, if it goes up again, in a better position. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and it's always worth looking at both sides. I mean, it's probably not the best thing to do because you can't time the market. However, just blankly saying it's the wrong thing to do is not always the case. That's
why I said it. Yeah. If it then went straight back up again, and now they go, oh my God, I want to get back in. I wish I hadn't sold. And now they buy on the way up, and now they've paid. It's gone up 2 grand. Now they have lost that. That 2 grand is gone forever now. Because they went down 12, it went up to 10. They've lost that 2. That's gone forever. Now they paid in at a higher price. That 2 grand is gone. They've got to try and make it up somewhere else. But it's not always wrong to sell when you're down.
You also only win when you take your profits too. So some people just never sell.
Exactly. Yeah. It's where you are at the end of the day that matters. It doesn't matter if your portfolio is up today or down today. It doesn't really matter. It's where you end up. It's a long game, unless you are a day trader and you just want to go, what I've earned today. But that's a very dangerous game to play.
Yeah, you could have taken the loss and put the money into something else and then, tax harvested or, offset the losses on a profit that you made.
Yeah. Or you could have sold for a loss, lost $12,000, and for some reason got inspired to buy something that's about to go up 1,000%, and you've made your money back, and best thing I ever did. You don't care that you lost 12 grand, do you? So this whole game it's a game of chess. It's not one move. No, it's not simple.
Yeah, it's not one move. It's not one thing's right. I think the most important thing is, what is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? What's the next stage? And then you take it from there. But it's not as simple as saying this is that, this equals that, that equals that. It's complicated. But yeah, we discussed all opportunities.
I wish I was in the trading game at your age, Lucas.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, doing a great job.
And
I got the insight while I was very young, so.
Yeah, Peck Hong's here as well. How are you, mate? From Singapore?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm still in Northern. Yeah, I'm currently living here at the moment.
You where? Sorry.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland right now. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We've got the two young guys in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah,
it's true.
So I have heard both the arguments, both from him and...
Sensei is like, wait, I'm young too. What are you talking about?
He's not as young as these lads. These are the young lads. Yeah. Sensei's middle-aged. He's married now. He can't call himself. When you get married, you're not young anymore, are you? Middle age.
You've just gained like 5 years after marriage.
Get out of it.
Yeah, so I have heard both their arguments, and I really appreciate them taking the time because I love both their perspectives. And I guess this really boils down to like fundamental goals and beliefs and where's your destination really? Like obviously you are on the journey. What kind of journey do you want to be on right now? So I believe that, for different people, like Sensei is much more high risk. We all know that. And he's willing that risk and he knows what he wants. And I think ultimately, whether it's high risk, middle risk, or low risk, there's no right or wrong. And even what Tim Rogers is doing is with his diversification strategies can be quite smart as well, actually, because those are like strong companies that definitely won't go bust tomorrow. So yeah, I definitely applaud both of them.
All of it's worth listening to, taking away. Everyone has, something to offer. Even those that don't know what they're talking about, those that say nonsense, listen, because you'll learn what not to do. You'll listen to what they're saying, and then you'll go and check that out. I've learned a lot of things from people that say a lot of things that make no sense. And I go think about it for a minute, and then I go and check it out and go, oh, hang on a minute. So you learn from everybody, and everyone's got a different journey, and everyone's got a different experience. And one thing I have learned is, and being me and Tim, the senior, I don't think Saab's quite up with us yet. Me and Tim, I think I think I'm older than Saab. I look older than Saab. Maybe I'm not.
No, Saab just doesn't age.
No, he's
I know,
125.
Yeah. But like one thing I've learned as you get older is, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's not a bad thing at all. We want to feel good about our decisions, and we dust down the experiences and rough off the edges, and we share it. And over the time, it evolves, and our version of what it is evolves. And we want to feel good about our decisions. No one wants to be told what they're doing is wrong or whatever. But I think that you got to listen to everybody. People with experience don't always know the best, but I do. One of the things that I like particularly about Asia, Japan, and Japan and showing China, where they value the elders in the families, and in the Western world, when you get over 25, you're old and you don't know anything. Doesn't mean because you've lived a long time you're smart and you've done everything and been everywhere, but you have had a life and you've experienced things that only life can throw at you, and experiences. Even if you're not that smart and you've not traveled anywhere and you've got no money, you still know what it feels like to go through life and age, and the experiences that you have are still, genuine. So, listen to people, young and old, and we can all learn something from everybody. Everyone has something of value to bring. And there's not a right and wrong way. If you just went to work every single day and you put all your money under the bed and you earned enough money, you don't care about inflation. You don't care that the money's gone down in value. You've earned so much money. You got $1 billion under the bed. Doesn't matter, does it? It's not wrong. Someone could say, you could have earned more money. Well, I've got $1 billion. I don't care. Well, doesn't matter, does it? We've got a new guest just turned in. Matt, where you from, Matt?
Yeah, let Matt go first.
The UK.
Hello, mate. From the UK. What part?
Norwich.
Up in the northeast, am I right? Northeast, Norwich?
No. A bit that sticks out. Norfolk.
That's it.
Yeah.
I did Hunstanton. You know Hunstanton?
Yeah.
The Hunstanton Theatre. Yeah, I've played everywhere, mate. There's not a place in this world you cannot say, name the country. Yeah, I played there. I can tell you the theatre. Hunstanton. The Hunstanton Honey Theatre, right on the seafront. Yeah, lovely place. What brings you here tonight, Matt?
Well, I've been watching you for the last couple of weeks, and this isn't my sort of thing to come on the webcam, but I thought, why not do it and say hello and just, I've been enjoying your shows recently, and I just thought I'd say hello and just join in.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've got a bit of a mystery here. Who did a poll? Was that you, Sensei?
Sorry, Martyn.
Can you do a poll? Can you? Sorry, Matt.
I didn't know if I could or not. Because
yeah, you can.
I guess I can.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Unbelievable. Just come in and hack into my... Sorry, Matt. I'm having a conversation with you, mate. Sensei has found a way to hack into my channel. And before anyone thinks, oh, hang on a minute, there's a reason. Sensei has magic. Sensei has the keys to the kingdom. So don't the rest of you don't think if I sit here long enough, if I press the Q button 3 times while pressing escape, I can suddenly hack the channel. You can't. Don't waste your time. Sensei has the keys, all right? He can get in. I didn't know he could get in that much. I need to fix that. But anyway,
we're having a chat, Sensei, tomorrow.
I'm going to revoke that permission. How much have you enjoyed the show? Top 10 live streams, 80%. It's okay. Prefer other streams, 4%. 8%. Don't enjoy these conversations, 0. Apparently, top 10 live stream. Sensei gets better every time, mate, doesn't it? How many votes? 26. That's all right, isn't it?
Martyn.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying they enjoyed this conversation, so I just wanted to see.
Sensei, wait. I know how to chat, how to hack the show.
Oh God. Do you?
in your chat, in your little chat thingy, there's a little $sign. If you click on that, you go to that.
Oh yeah.
There's like 100. There's like 100.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
You click on that.
Yeah. Click on that.
And you can type your text, and then you can hack the show.
You can. Brilliant tip. Brilliant. That's financial advice. That's financial advice. Go on the $sign in the chat. Click on the click the 500. That's much better. Much better. You can hack it so much more. You can write a comment. Right, Tim, there's a challenge for you. You've got loads of money, right? Let's see if you can hack the show. So that big purple 500, click on that, write a message. There's only one winner. Right, anyway, Vaz, yeah, good that. Matt, come on. I'm going to give Matt a say. What are you investing in, Matt?
I'm pretty much an index investor, but I have...
Oh, I like you.
A bit of a position in Greg's. I'm long Greg's. I think the analysts completely got it wrong. Yeah, they got it.
Bad day in the market for Greg's.
Yeah, it's been a bad few months, to be honest. But I've taken a bit of a position in Greg's. The dividend's good. The company's solid. It's the conditions that we've got at the moment, things like the national insurance with our government at the moment. These things are temporary. Their headwinds are temporary. The company is really solid. They're investing into the business heavily, and in the long term, I think that'll pay off. And I think they're gonna do very well.
Nice. Index. Which index are you in?
I'm in 3 trackers. So an all world, FTSE all world, a S&P 500, and
how do you access the S&P 500 from the UK? Which one do you use?
HSBC American Index.
Okay. Not familiar with that one.
Basically, it's very low cost. Very low cost, and FTSE all world. And then I've got another index that I follow, which is an Islamic fund, which is very heavily invested in tech. So it follows the Dow Jones Market Titans.
That's what my pension's in.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
It's all about that.
In my opinion,
very tech.
Yeah, very tech heavy. No bonds in it because obviously that isn't part of Islamic banking. But yeah, it's very tech heavy. It's been a really solid performer over the last few years. Probably my best fund that I've had. But I do have some single stocks. I've got Aviva, Greg's, a few bits and bobs.
How do you find out? How long have you been watching the show?
About a couple of weeks. But I was here with the 10K for SMCI. Made quite a few quid on that, and then I'm sorry to any long-term holders. I dumped it, and
that's all right, mate.
Yeah. But that was all right. That was pretty good.
What was the? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking, what was the 10K? The filing. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That was a very interesting one. That went on for ages, and I was really glad that that got resolved. Brilliant.
Yeah. They've hit resistance now, haven't they, and bounced back. And I saw it, and I thought, should I put another few quid in there? And I saw they hit the resistance, and they've jumped up $7 after hitting. It's got
good involvement with Nvidia as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like that whole space. I like that whole space.
Just don't know how much confidence I've got. I'm lacking the confidence for conviction because, all the issues that they had with regards to filings and so on.
And it's the second time they've done it.
Yeah, they were delisted 2018, weren't they? So
see, I can't forgive that. If you think about it, would you look at it differently if you met them in person? Imagine me and you down the pub, and I'm SMCI, hello, and you go hello, and I wouldn't go quite like that. All right, I'd be more professional. I'd go hello. Yeah. Let's move on from that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah. Right. So you decide to buy from me. Saab's going. So what he sometimes goes into these little moves, and I don't know why he does it. It always ends up bad. Anyway, they're the highlights of the show. Trust me, highlights. People clip them and everything. Well, they don't anymore because I banned the clipping. No one can clip me anymore. Right. No, but seriously, if you was talking to me, or you were going to buy my YouTube business, so you're going to okay, I'm going to buy at Martyn Lucas Investor, right? And I showed you how much I earn every month. You go, oh, that's good. You increasing your income every month. But I didn't do my tax returns last year. In fact, I got a bit of a fine. And okay. Yeah. And then I didn't do it again the next year either. So you're not very good at running your business then, are you? No, I'm rubbish at admin. But I'm good at doing the show. Yeah, but you're the only one running the business and you don't seem to run it very well. Would you just give me your money?
No, this is it. I got a mate.
You'd feel insecure, wouldn't you? You'd go, I'm not giving you my money.
Exactly. I got a mate who runs a good business. He needs some investment. Would I put money with him if he doesn't do his tax returns and he's got paperwork here, there, and everywhere? You wouldn't. So that's the bit that doesn't make sense for me. But I'm guessing that you get a discount for that. That's the opportunity, isn't it? The discount.
I don't think you get a discount for it at all. I think it's over. I think it gets overbought all the time. What you've got with SMCI is a momentum trade. There are so many stocks that gets used purely as a gamble. It's a momentum trade. It's trendy, it's sexy, it's rock and roll. It gets in Reddit rooms, it gets on stock twits, it trends on the back of Nvidia. Because Nvidia exists in the world, SMCI can exist in the world, and then everybody can pump and dump it. Now, it might be a great product. I don't know enough about it, to be honest. But if I'm going to give someone my hard-earned money, they've got to be a good managed company. They've got to be worth my money. That's why I like Coca-Cola. They're a well-managed business. They run their business wisely. I can trust them as much as you can trust anyone else that you can't really see, right? But, there's certain companies that we've seen that promise the world. I mean, we've gone from, SMCI, which is pretty bad, to something like Mullen, for example, where Dave Mitchery, the CEO, has taken about 6 companies bankrupt, public companies bankrupt, right? It's all over the place. Terrible, 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 terrible CEO. And people don't believe in that, do they? They just trade it. It just gets momentum. One day they can pump it up, next day they can dump it. And it's just like going to the casino. And I just think I can afford to miss out on all that drama and just keep making 13% if you buy the dips on the S&P and just keep doing that because I'm happy with that. I can't go to bed at night thinking. That's why I couldn't buy a meme coin, which has no value at all. Because if you pump it up and it's 1 million times its value, and what is the value? There isn't any. How do you sleep at night? Because you made 1,000,000%, and it can just go down 1,000,000% overnight, go to zero, and you just wake up and it's gone. I just can't. So that's not investing. That's just momentum. And I think SMCI is one of those stocks at the moment that's all momentum and it's just trending on noise and rah-rah.
Yeah. You were talking earlier about sort of building a foundation before you start investing, and that's something that I've been sort of doing since I was in my 20s. And so I wouldn't have touched a company like SMCI. It was just kind of getting into the getting into it. It's part of watching videos, reading about it, and you sort of get involved in what's going on. But yeah, I wouldn't have done that. We're sort of about the foundation of.
Foundation is key, but is a good thing, right? When you buy a stock, you go, I want the SMCI, I want SMCI, or I want Nvidia. I wonder how many people, if you're going to buy a stock, there's probably I don't know, tens of thousands of public traded companies. I don't know how many there are. Sensei, there's some homework. Go and Google it. How many public traded companies are? There's probably 10,000. Now, I'm not saying that you should, before you buy one, look at every other one, but how many people who go, I'm going to buy SMCI, have at least looked at 10 other chip companies? Wouldn't you? Most people don't. We've done polls on it before. Huh?
This is it, yeah.
58,000.
58,000 publicly traded companies. Right. So I'm not saying you should have got all 58,000. That's not going to work, is it? But I wonder how many people actually, if you're going to buy something and you're buying it with the pure intent of it's going to go up in value, shouldn't you compare it to something else? At least back test it to the S&P. Yeah. Most people don't do that.
This is why I ditched them. I've been in Greg's because it's simple business. Trying to understand the fundamentals.
Now you're like Tim. Solid business. No, Tim started laughing. No, that's right. Greg's, he's talking about a pasty company in England. They make pasties and sandwiches and stuff. Everyone's always going to buy pasties and sandwiches. It's a solid business. It's not rock and roll.
More Greg's than McDonald's.
Huh?
Got almost 2 times as many Greg's as McDonald's in the UK.
There you go. Yeah.
So can I tell you a little story about Greg's? Greg's started off in Newcastle in a town called Gosforth. I lived in Newcastle for a lot of my growing up years, and it started off in a place called Gosforth, and there were only about 5 or 6 places when we moved to Newcastle, and then all of a sudden Greg's just took over all the other pie shops, the Carricks, the 3 Chefs down south, and they just grew their business like huge. The quality is not as good as it used to be, but Greg's success story. Yeah. Every time I go to England, I have to get myself a Greg's.
Me too.
Just thought I'd
add that.
Yeah. They want to have 3,500 stores in the next couple of years. That's Brilliant. Their goal.
You do realise, Matt, live on this show, we're pumping up your favourite stock here. Everyone's going to go and buy it. Yay!
It's down 10% today as well, so it's on sale.
Hey! Yeah. Shall we all go and buy Greg's?
Over the month.
We could just suddenly pick it to be one of our favourite stocks. We'll do it like XRP every day. We're down the pasty shop talking about Greg's. Look, Pat. Pet Kong's going, go on, do it. Let's turn the show into the pasty show. Matt's going, yeah, bloody right. Make it trend on YouTube. Everyone's going to buy pasties. I could do my Cornish thing, because I'm from Cornwall. I tell you what, I could get right behind that, mate. I could write a song and everything.
They got their own clothing range. You look it up on the Google. They got their own clothing range with Primark.
Oh, hang on. No, I'm out now. No, I'm out now. I sell my own merchandise. If they start selling T-shirts, I'm not interested. They got to stick to the pasties. You spoil it, Matt. Hey?
Yeah. I'm not trying to sell them.
Yeah, conflict of it. Matt, we were on your side for a minute, but you mentioned the merchandise. We're out. You're fired.
Oh, dear.
Are they selling chairs?
Are they selling chairs?
No.
Oh, he's back in the books. He's back in again now. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, brilliant. Peck.
What do you mean he's back? What do you mean he's back again?
He's back in again.
Listening?
No, well, because we said we were going to do. We said we were going to turn the show in for a week, 1 week. Nothing but pasties and Greg's, right? And I said I'll do that. And he got all excited. He went, yeah, do it. And then Pet Kong went, yeah, do it. Down 10%, do it. And then he started going on about T-shirts. So I threw it out. I thought, no, they're doing merchandise. They're trying to copy me. Not interested. And then we asked him about the chairs. He said, no chairs. Oh, he's back in again. That's what I said. Pay attention, Vaz. I know it's a fast-moving show. Pet Kong. Hang on, about Lucas. Pet Kong and Lucas. Set very quiet. We've got 2 young men there. Yeah, way younger than Sensei. He's a lot older than he looks, by the way. He's one of those people that he's really old. He's got one of those faces that never gets old. But he is actually old, right? Lucas.
Who, me?
Would you? Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. Yeah. Since you've been on this show, you've aged years. The stress I put you through. You've aged a lot since I met you. You look back at his first videos. He looks about 15. You look back. About 2 years ago, his first video. He looked about 15. He doesn't look like that now, does he? Look at him. Tell the truth.
Yeah, that's the point. Senza's actually 19,
I'm
but
17
Martyn's
now.
aged him to 30.
Lucas, would you buy? You sound like you look like a sensible investor. Would you buy the pasty and the sandwich shop, the Greg's business in England?
No.
No, not for you. Why?
No, I'm more of an index guy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Not the index. Is it in the index, Matt? Is it in the S&P 500 yet, Greg's?
Oh no, I think it's. Someone might have to correct me. I think it's in the FTSE 250. It's not even in the FTSE 100.
FTSE 250. Hey, it's in the index, Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh,
FTSE 250.
Oh, yes,
They
it
are.
is in the 50.
He's interested. You see, I should work for Greg's. In fact, I should work for you, Matt, because your shares are going to go up in a minute. What do you think, Mr. from Northern Ireland, Pet Kong? What do you think about sandwiches and pasties? Greg's, would you buy it? 10% down.
I would buy the sausage rolls, but the stock I need to do more research. But I would buy.
Yeah, you probably should do a bit of research, as you've done nothing, including me. Yeah, I would do a bit of Good answer, though. Good answer. Yeah, I want to do some research, but I will buy a sausage roll. Well, if you're going to buy a sausage roll, you've already contributed to the share price, so you might as well just take a bit of profit now by actually buying a share or two. Very sensible. What about you? What about you, MSK? Pasties, solid business.
I buy a chicken bake and sausage roll. They do a good. You know what? As far as vegan products go, the vegan sausage roll in Greg's,
I tell you what,
is as good as it gets.
Look at this. Look at this. Sensei loves it. Hey, I tell you what, Matt, you're onto something here. Right, bugger this. That's it. Tomorrow, pasty show. Right, what's it? Matt, what's the name of this? Greg's. Is it on New York Stock Exchange? Let's have a look.
No, it's in the UK Stock Exchange. But I would
it might
buy
be
the
listed on
sausage
the-
roll. I'll buy the vegan sausage roll. I'll buy the company. It's got a 13.5 PE ratio, dividend yield of 3.5%.
Here we go.
Down 42% in the last 6 months.
Look at that.
50p dividend they announced today for the final
Look at that.
dividend.
We're championing it. We're championing it. That's it. XRP, stuff it. Who cares about XRP? We're doing this now. The show's going to be about Greg's. Right. I don't care anymore. Right. Let's see what we can do with this. Right. It IPO'd in 2021. It shot up. It looks like it was. Was it? No, it wasn't. It went flat for a while. Was this a SPAC? No.
I don't think you've got the right.
I think the London listing is probably more reliable I'm not sure about the US.
1993.
Greg's PLC. Greg's is a bakery retailer in the United Kingdom.
Okay, get
It's
the
listed
chart
on
of
more than
trading
one.
view and make a video on Greg's. Send it around the channel and see if people will buy the pastry or the stock or both or none.
Yeah, pump it a bit, pump
It's
it.
down 10%. Try it. Do a Greg's
Pump it.
video, Martyn. Get us involved.
Right, ready? You've never seen anything like it. Let's
Get
go.
a CEO.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We have just discovered the greatest stock in the history of the world. It's known as the Pasty Shop. Yes, it is Greg's PLC. We're taking it to the moon. Have you ever wished to buy a pasty or a sandwich? Lovely. All the way from England. Do you know what? This is going to leave XRP Bitcoin in the dust. Are you buying it? Are you buying it? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, and my brand new chair. Oh yeah! Right, that's enough of that. Where's the stop button? Stop. There you go. Got carried away.
Hey, it's a good business. Hey, everybody eats pasties. If you think about it, it's just like everybody eats fish and chips in England. Well, not everyone, but like a lot of people do. But everybody eats pasties in the morning. Like if it's a quick grab and go, They get it. That's why Greg's have grown so big. It's actually, it was never on my radar to buy as a company, but I think I might look into this.
I mean, Sab, anytime of the day you walk past Greg's, it's just there's like 3, 4, 5 people in there shopping or eating in. It's never empty. It's not like Subway or
yeah. That is true. That is true. Like there's no McDonald's near me, but there is a Greg's near me, like 3 minutes away. So can't complain.
Yeah, Northern Ireland is a growing market for Greg's.
Tell you what,
it's mentioned today.
And it's down today. Everyone in the UK is talking about it today.
He's getting a CEO now. Martyn is getting a CEO.
Yeah,
get him on the phone.
On the phone, Martyn. Come on.
I'm getting him on the phone.
No, it's looking good. The PE ratio is good. It's undervalued. Dividend yield. Yeah, it's cool.
What's the dividend yield, Sensei?
3.5%.
Oh, come on, you can't go that. That's good right there.
Not too bad.
They're in every airport. They're all over the place. Like literally, they
Matt's thinking this is the best ever. I just got a few shares in Greg's, and it's going to be like the #1 trending stock on YouTube by tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'm laughing it.
I have to reiterate this point. They're talking about the UK map, by the way, just the UK airports and the UK down the road. Yeah, not anywhere else.
Yeah, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it in Los Angeles. You're not going to see it outside the pearly gates. No, this is only in England, right? Let's not get carried away here. A minute, right?
Let's not get carried away.
Well, we get carried away a little bit. Right? Hang on, Greg's. I'm on it now. GG. Bloody, it's got a funny ticker symbol.
GRG.L, which is the London listing.
Yeah, but it's still on the New York Stock Exchange. It's the same business, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're building a massive distribution center as well for frozen goods, and they're going to go like full on frozen goods.
Really,
look, calm down, mate. Don't plug it too. Don't get carried away, mate.
I love this.
Right? He's milking it now. Just do a little bit. He's coming on with the details. He's coming on with the infrastructure.
We
don't need all that.
Greg's.
We're just doing.
This is investor relations. This is what SBC needs.
No,
I bet he is. I bet we're going to find out. I bet we're going to find out in a minute. This is the investor relations manager trying to get some free publicity.
Exactly.
Is he a member? Is he a member of this channel? What's going on?
The CEO of Greg's is like, hey, Matt, look, this Martyn Lucas has gained a bit of traction with a lot of stocks. Can you just get on the show, mate?
Sod it. Just call in. He lets anybody on the show. He don't care. Bloody hell.
Sensei, are we buying mugs?
Sponsor your membership. That's what the CEO said. I'll sponsor your membership.
Are we doing mugs? Sensei, I bet you, if you put a pasty on the picture like this, look like this, I promise you, mate, if you put a mug, if you do a mug with a picture like that on it, right, a Greg's pasty like that, I promise you, people will buy it.
I'll do 5 now.
Greg's to the moon.
Right on it. What are you showing me there? Greg's. What are you showing me there? What's going on?
It's the share
I'm pretty
price.
sure Greg's don't do a Cornish pasty. I'm pretty sure. Matt,
Pet,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Pet, you show me. Right.
Yeah, they don't do Cornish pasty.
I'm a professional YouTube channel here. I've got do you not think I've got the stock price of Greg's on the screen? Bloody hell. Unbelievable. I got Peck Hong here going on his computer, picking it up, going, this is the stock price. We're a bit more sophisticated than that, mate.
I've got a listing, Martyn.
Do what?
It doesn't look good on the New York listing. The price isn't very nice. We need the London listing.
The price isn't very nice.
There's not enough liquidity. The chart just doesn't look very good.
Well, I'll just change to the year or the week or the something. There you go. Does that look better?
We need to pop it.
Sensei, you're losing the sponsorship money from Greg's right now, okay? Please
yeah, you're crushing it. You're ruining it. Right. Okay. Right. You ready? Right. Here we go. We're going to make a spot. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Right. Greg's. We're making a sponsorship video at the end. You want so now, Matt, it's down to you to send it into customer relations, saying you got global advertisement for your company, right? And tomorrow, it's up to you. Seriously, you can do this. This is no joke. You can actually, as an investor, email investor relations, right? Tell them you're an investor. Seriously, this is no joke. We've done this with all our CEOs. We've interviewed about 20. I don't know. Right? So, maybe not 20, about 10. So if you email investor relations, I'm an investor, blah, 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 blah. This guy covered it, da, 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 da. He'd like to have you on the show, do a proper CEO. They'll respond to you. We can get backwards and forwards. You can have them on the show. Your share price is going to go up, mate. This is called stock manipulation, but we're all for it on this channel.
Well, I'll definitely be up for emailing them, to be honest. Yeah, why not?
There you go. Right, we're on it. We got mugs. We got you contacting investor relations, and I'm now going to make a video. And you're all going to tell me why we love pasties. You ready? Stand by. Here we go. Here we go. We're not messing around now. We're being serious. Right. Okay. Greg's. Ever heard of it? Ticker symbol GGGSY. It's all about this lovely thing here. Pasties, sandwiches. You know what? One fine night, we're sitting here minding our own business. Suddenly, the phone went, bring, bring. Who is it? Live phone in. A guy from Norwich, apparently, somewhere in England, calls in. We're having a friendly chat. He somehow worked his way in to mention all about Greg's. We actually think he's probably something to do with a company. We actually think he could be the CEO in disguise. But we're going to run with it. We're going to have some fun. It could just be a Lucasade phoning in for a chat. Who knows? Anyway, we started to talk about pasties. We all got a bit like hungry. And then we learned how amazing the pasties were and the sandwiches. And we thought, this could be the best stock in the world ever. And then we thought about it. And then we looked at it. And then we looked at it again. And then I got up the numbers on the screen. And I thought, hello, what's all this about? Greg's, pasties, sandwiches, strong buy, seeking alpha analysts. We like it. What about the forward PE? 15.61. You know what time it is? Time to talk pasties with Vaz. Vaz dropped in the conversation and mentioned to us, you know what? Every time you go to a pasty shop, Greg's in England, there's always at least 3 or 4 people. I've got to be honest, that didn't sound great when he said 3 or 4 people, to be fair. But these are little tiny shops right on the corner of England. Now, you do see these at airports. We got all excited for a few minutes thinking, hello, we're going to see this at airports. You don't necessarily see it down Los Angeles or California, but in Luton Airport, Bristol, Heathrow, Gatwick, you will find yourself a little bit of this, a little bit of Greg's. Now, we're going to pump it on the channel because it's going to be fun. I'm from Cornwall, the home of pasties. Let me tell you, nothing to do with Greg's. It came from Cornwall. Greg's just pinched it. But now they've got a great business. We got all these folks here, the Lucasades, including one of our potential CEO in disguises, trying to get some free surprises, trying to get a little bit of free promotion is. Right, let's see. What do we think about pasties? Let's start down here at the bottom, MSK. Would you buy a bit of Greg's, bit of a pasty shop? What? Are you muted? What? You're spoiling my video. What, are you muted? Why are you muted?
Sorry, that's terrible. In terms of pasties, chicken bakes, even just slices of pizza for the just for at a cheap price, it's the best.
It's the best.
Absolutely,
it's the best pasty shop in the world.
Down the road 5 minutes. In fact, it's actually 5 minutes from me right now. Absolutely the best. You can't
go wrong. Can't go wrong. And then we have our seasoned investor down here. Oh, where is he? Tim Rogers. Now, he loves the blue chips. He likes solid businesses, real companies that make money. Philip Morris, Coca-Cola, J&J, pharmaceuticals, all the good stuff. Would you buy a bit of a pasty shop, Tim?
I would definitely consider it.
Definitely consider it. I'm loving it. Sarp, tell me all about it. Sarp, over here. Would you buy a pasty shop?
Greg's from Gosforth. They're an amazing company. Like the steak bakes, the bacon twist with the cheese in. All right. Then you've got the cheese pasties, which are the classics, you know, and then you've got all these other good stuff, you know, and they're always hot, ready to serve, ready to eat. Go down and get yourself some Greg's, and definitely I'm going to buy some stuff.
Right
Oh,
above
the
him
chicken
is
bake.
Matt.
The
Now,
chicken bake.
this could be. Hang on. Wait for a minute. I'll come back to you in a minute. No, hang on. This is Matt up here. Now, he's a guy who just called in a minute ago. Never seen him before. We don't know who he is. He could be in disguise, or he could just be. He could have just got lucky. For some reason, he managed to convince me. He didn't say anything. I just made my mind up and went, you know what? From tomorrow, no more NVIDIA, no more S&P, XRP. Who's ever heard of it? We're talking about pasties now. Matt, tell me all about pasties. You've got tons of shares of these. Why did you buy it?
Yeah. Well, it's a solid business. There's some macro kind of
Matt,
issues
come
at
on, I
the
need some
moment.
energy, mate. I need some energy. I come in, I gave you a big build up, and you went solid business. I mean, stop going to sell it to me. Sell it to me.
It's just sausage rolls. Everyone loves sausage rolls. Solid food, solid fundamentals. They're still going to be here. It's a business you can understand, and it's going to make you a lot of money.
That's what I'm talking about. And now we've got Vaz. You know what time it is. We're not talking EV tolls. For God, he's one of them YouTubers who wears headphones. I don't know why they do that. He's one of them. The rest of us, we have monitors. Vaz, with your headphones, tell me all about it. What is it about the pasties that you like, if at all?
To me, Greg's is the synonym of Saturday morning hangover. I will travel 15 miles, which I actually do, to get something fresh and warm from Greg's, just to cure myself from the hangover.
I knew a girl like that once. Anyway, that's a whole different story. Over here, where is it? This over here. All my hands are back to front. No one got the joke. I'm glad that no one got the joke. Pek Hong. Tell me all about it, Pek Hong. Would you buy a bit of a pasty? Tell me all about it.
I would definitely buy the pasty. I'm not sure about the stock, but definitely the pasty.
Why don't you like the stock? Because what have you got to do first? Come on,
research.
Thank you very much indeed. Do your due diligence. We've got to get that out on the video. Now we're going to come to Lucas, top corner. That way. Lucas, new investor, just got the age of being able to invest. You like the indexes. We've just found out it's on the FTSE 250. Would you buy a bit of Greg's?
I would fly from Canada over to the UK, over McDonald's,
just to buy a pasty.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, all across the world. Fantastic. It even fight Donald Trump on the way from Canada. Finally. Now, if we're going to buy Greg's, if we're going to get serious, if we're going to pump this and make it the biggest stock in the world, we have to go to the man who reads the charts. Sensei, tell me, or kill it. It's up to you now. It's up to you. You can kill this video right now. Sensei, tell me, what does the chart say? Is it good for pasties or not?
Tune into the Sunday show where we'll cover Greg.
Unbelievable. You had to end this promotion with a promotion. I reckon this guy here who popped in works for Greg's. He scammed it. He got me to make a promotion, and rather than you add a bit of oomph to the end of it, you decided to use this promotion to promote your Sunday show. I can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like a bit of Greg's, click above my head. You know what? If this gets 1,000 views and it goes viral on YouTube and everyone comments and leaves a message, you know what? I'm going to sell my S&P. I'm going to go all in on Greg's and we're going to pump the hell out of it. I'm going to buy $300,000 of Greg's. I guarantee you, the CEO is going to call me up and go, thanks, mate. We've never had it so good. Above my head, down here, over here, I'll put another video. You can probably hear the rabble in the background, the panel. We like to call them the Lucasades or promoters and employees at Greg's. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Hang on, I've got a new chair. Got to get back. Take care of yourselves and each other. Woo!
Matt,
my God.
you better appreciate
I
that.
wasn't expecting that.
Free promotion.
Yeah. That's a $500 super chat. Whenever you're ready.
I'll just buy the mug.
We're waiting.
Matt's in the UK.
I don't know how to
Matt
do it.
can actually break
He
my
doesn't know how to do
record.
it. Can someone tell him how to do it?
You know what, Matt? It doesn't matter because I don't want anyone to break my record. I'm joking.
I missed it. What happened? Is he getting smutty? What did he say?
I said Matt's in the UK, so I don't want anyone to break my record. Of course, I'm joking.
Oh, yeah. We don't worry about that. We don't care about that. The only person who cares about that record is MSK. I don't care. In fact, I encourage it. So I think the record is about 10.
Fair,
What?
£500 is worth the promotion.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's at least a 20k promotion. 20k promotion.
Look, you're making him feel guilty now. He's sitting there going, you're making him feel uncomfortable. Don't make him feel uncomfortable. We get enough people to say we bully people as it is. Now people are going to write in going, Martyn Lucas is always picking on people. Now he's trying to get money out. This poor bloke, he's probably the local milkman. He probably earns like £5 an hour and he ain't got any money and he's come on here to say hello. And in the end, I make him feel guilty. He pays $500. He goes home tonight and his wife goes, hello, Matt, you got the money for this week's rent? No. Why not? Well, I spent it. What do you mean you spent it?
It was a good investment. It was a good investment.
I phoned into YouTube. You can't phone into YouTube. You're lying to me. Don't lie to me, Matt. No, I did. I phoned into YouTube. Where's the $500 that you earned today to pay the rent? I don't know. I phoned into YouTube. You can't phone into YouTube. Yeah, I did. I phoned into YouTube. Got on this show called Martyn Lucas Investor, World Piano Man, Elton John. No, you're definitely making this up. No, seriously. And he was talking about pasties and you gave him £500. Don't sound right, that. Don't sound right. I'm gonna check your credit card statement.
That was a good impression of my wife. You've obviously met her.
Exactly. They're not gonna believe. She's not gonna believe you, mate. She's not gonna believe you. Anyway, that was fun. So I'm gonna end the poll. That somehow Sensei had the nerve and the gall to do. How much you've enjoyed this show? 109 votes. Bloody hell, it's very popular. 10. Top 10 live stream, 82%. It's okay. Prefer some other streams, 8%. Not sure what that is. Is that a word? No. 6%. Oh, it's just gone to 7%. Someone just did it on purpose. Don't enjoy this conversations, 4%. Well, 81% love it. So I'm ending the poll. That's it. You can't vote. Final thoughts from you, MSK. I got to go. I got a life to lead.
You know what? I was thinking about luck and fortune that you mentioned earlier. I think, this quote, fortune favors the bold. And there was something that Henry Ford said, that the harder you work, the more luck seems accessible to you, or something along those lines. And I totally agree with that, because if you're working 24/7, you're actually awake for the opportunity. Just let that sink in. Let that sink in. If you're working 24/7, when the opportunity comes, you're awake to actually, grab it. So I see that 100% with you, Martyn, because you're working harder than all the other YouTubers, and that's why you're growing faster than them. Let's be honest. Yeah?
Yep. And it's good entertainment. You don't get this on Netflix.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's great advice to anyone who is trying to start business.
It is. I'll even attach the word "it's financial advice" attached to the bottom of it. Very nice indeed. Tim Rogers, final thoughts.
I enjoy calling in, but more importantly, I enjoy sharing the wisdom, the experience with the highs and the lows.
That's what it's all about, mate. That's what it's all about. Another day in the life. We've had another day. One more day closer to being dead. So it's been a good one, isn't it, really? That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. Tick in the box. Today was a good laugh. Saab, final thoughts from you. You mute yourself again. Come on, Saab, get more professional.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. I've lived by that for the last probably 15 years. And I'd heard that quote. I didn't know it was Henry Ford, but I heard it in a sales meeting once, and I was like, that's absolutely right. I totally agree with that. You are there for the opportunities when they arise. There's too many opportunities to just go by your side when you sit lying in bed or do whatever.
That's right.
Work hard, guys, and do your research. We're all on here investing. If you want to get into investing, look at the companies and do your research. It's simple as that, really. If you just watch following lines, you're just gambling. So please do your research.
Apart from Greg's.
I love Greg's.
Exactly. Matt, final thoughts.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for having me on the show here. So sorry I snuck in.
I'd like to say you're welcome, but not really. You've kind of taken over the show. And now in a minute, when I end the show, I've got to put that video out and post it. Matt, make sure that you watch it. It'll premiere in about an hour from now. Everyone's going to watch it live. I'll be serious. Yeah.
Oh, it's cool.
I'm absolutely... He thought I was messing around. He thought I was messing around. This is the real... Listen here, Matt. I say what I do and I do what I say. I don't mess around. If I'm making a video, I'm making a video, mate. 1 hour from now on YouTube, make sure you've rung the bell. That'll be at the top. It'll be on all my social media. It'll be on my X, my Instagram, my threads, everywhere. It'll be everywhere. We're going to go viral for Greg's pasties. You mark my words.
That's fantastic.
You're welcome.
Brilliant.
He's all happy now. He thought we were doing it for a laugh. He thought we're just having a go here. No, mate, we're serious. Vaz, final words.
Well, first, shut up, Sensei. And second, I promised something to Stacy. Can you see the super chat you missed? Deliberately.
It's out of focus. Focus it in. Bloody hell. Hey, it's a bit small. It's a bit small. Hang on, I can scroll up. Why don't you just say we've got a super chat? I can scroll up.
Yeah.
Hang on. It's cool. I don't care if it's raining or snowing. Get off your bum and go for a walk. No excuses, Martyn. It's easy to say, nah, it's too wet. Nah, it's too cold. Nah, maybe tomorrow. But that doesn't make a change. She's right there, you know. All right.
There you go.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Matt's video out first because a promise is a promise. Really could do without that. And then I'm going to go for Matt's thinking, I'm definitely doing a super chat tomorrow. And then I'm going to go for a walk. All right? Happy now? Vaz? Right. Pet Kong, final thoughts, mate.
I will do my research on Greg's.
Spot on. There you go. I like how he just comes in with a one-liner. He's way better than you. See, you're very smart, MSK, but when I asked you for a final thought, we got 3 minutes. Pet Kong, punchline, straight in, to the point, nailed it. Final thoughts from you, Lucas?
Thank you for everything you and Sensei do. And
mainly me, though.
Mainly me.
Mainly
XRP starts are all done by Sensei, so...
That's also eVTOL show. That's also eVTOL show.
What about the eVTOL show? What about eVTOL show on the You've done 4 videos.
Have you heard of Vaz?
Lucas, have you heard of Vaz?
No.
No one has. Yeah. He does the eVTOL videos. Look, there he goes. He's got. He's upset. No. He's upset. He's done 4 videos. He's done 4 videos, and he think he owns the channel. You know what I mean? 4 videos. Sensei, you said, well, Sensei does all the charts. Can I just remind you, the only reason you get to see Sensei is because he's on my show, right? And he's only on Sunday.
I thanked you too.
Yeah, but you thanked him about the same. So, you know.
I
Thank you
appreciate
more.
it, mate. Don't listen to Martyn.
Yeah. fight, yeah, don't listen to me. Sensei, final words.
Exactly.
Final words. We put out the Greg Smoke. The Greg Smoke has sold. So brilliant. That's my final thought.
I didn't see
that was
one.
quick.
That was quick. I didn't see anyone buy one.
It was a one and done, and I promised whoever bought it would get a full fundamental review. So that's coming as well.
Well, Lucas, that will suit you because you like the chart show apparently. Every Sunday, we all know when it's on because you put it in the end of the video. Join in for Sensei on Sunday, 3 p.m. Central. Well, that's it from me. So, for the first time ever, are you ready? I'm going to end the show now. I'm going to go and put the video out, and then I'm going to go for a walk. But before I go, it's a one-time in history. I might never do it again, so don't mess it up. Make sure you've all got your microphones turned on. Saab, looking at you. Are you ready? Until next time.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself and each other.
And each other.
Ta-ra.